I got it.
A moment ago.
Badoop.
Fhtagn, Tales of Creeping Madness.
Took me a long time to find this game again, as you might imagine. When
it might be a little hard to look up.
Yeah, it's shitty fucking name scheme. I was just like kept searching over and over again. Games like Yogg, and they're like, you mean Monster Prom? Other games like Yogg.
Oh
Monster
no.
What about other games like
no.
Monster? What about other games like Yogg? Monster Prom.
Monster Prom.
Monster Prom.
I mean, we're gonna play Monster Prom sooner or later.
Are we?
But I hate
people have been trying to get me to
Prom.
play.
Why
it,
do you
and
hate
I kind
Monster
of been-
Prom? Have you played it already?
No, but I watched somebody else play it very briefly, and it was like, this seems not for me in the slightest.
People seem to like it. But I'd feel bad playing it without Stephanie because she seems excited about it. So I'm trying to like
play it with Stephanie.
Well, it's a 4-player game. That's the problem. We need,
Well,
we need a
you
roster.
can clone Stephanie 2 times.
Okay, I see this is gonna be a fucking like, I don't even well, not bird playthrough.
Non-bird playthrough?
That day
I'll
we'll just
play it, but I'll complain the whole time.
That day we'll just kick Bird out. He's like, "What? You're gonna make me play as a furry and date a furry? Oh no, my fears."
I'll play it and complain the whole time, and you can't tell me that that's indistinguishable from me willingly signing up. Oh, I have Sakura Clicker installed. That would explain that cat girl thumbnail.
Let's see how.
Why?
Nothing.
Why do you
explains
have cat girl? I mean, Sakura Clicker installed.
Total time that I've spent playing it is apparently 12 minutes, which is
Are we gonna need
a
a
lot more
controller?
time than I expected. I have played Sakura Clicker.
That's too many minutes.
Why does
I
it say
must
I'm
have
playing with a
done it as a
controller? I'm
joke.
not.
I don't know. This might be another thing where I just control the whole thing.
I think so, yeah. I wonder if
I'm
this
very
group
confused
is
as to
screen
why it's
sheet
saying I'm
by
playing
any
with a controller.
chance. Doesn't look like that.
For me, it tells me I should play with a controller.
Oh, right.
It might be one of those things where I just kind of like I DM the whole thing just to make it cleaner, like we did with Yogg.
Yeah.
But first, everyone has to actually join.
Yeah, that's on me. I fucked up. Because I don't know. My mind just spaced out for a minute or two there.
Yeah, I'm confused as to why it thinks I'm playing on a controller. I don't have one plugged in.
Boom. Controller's disabled now. I killed it to death.
Monster.
What? Why?
Monster is another game. No, wait,
Why
that's
is
an anime.
voice meter not working all of a sudden?
Oh no, everything is destroying.
Oh, because you never did you not fix your setup after yesterday?
Usually it fixes itself after I restart, which I did in
Uh-oh.
anticipation of this. So
Yeah, no controller attached. What?
I may have to spend. It probably won't take me too long to figure it out.
We are rooting for you, Bird.
I'm gonna try the easiest thing, which is to unplug the Elgato real quick.
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see how good Bird is gonna do. I rolled a 5.
You're gonna do 5 good, which is arguably better than 1 good.
It is better.
Which is
It's not a critical
default
fail.
unit of good. And
I rolled again.
I was being optimistic.
I rolled again, and you rolled an 11.
Oh,
Aha! Turns out I was rolling the d12.
There's such an obvious reason for why this wasn't working.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You're making me want to get to Daiso,
Bird.
Colonel.
God.
14. I rolled a 14.
Was something not plugged in or something?
Yes.
So you didn't record or stream yesterday because something wasn't plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bird, did you remember to turn it on and off again? Make sure it's plugged in.
God damn it. Okay. It's funny because
You work with
It's
tech
not
on a
fun.
daily basis.
It's bad, and it's
okay,
fixed
I
now.
don't care. It's fixed now. Yes, thank you. That's the important
Hey.
thing.
I need to accept the downsides to be happy
it's
about.
Because I had, so I can turn my Elgato off and on, and I can route stuff to the main monitor either way. So I had accidentally, so there's 3 states. One is like passive pass-through, one is active pass-through, and one is active and recording. And
wait, you have passive pass-through?
Yeah, and it sucks. It's not.
Oh.
I wouldn't recommend it. It has like it has a reduced color space for whatever reason. It's a limitation built into the Elgato hardware.
That 1920 by 1080 at 1440. How nice that would be.
Basically, I was accidentally in
like we need 14.
Like one of the pass-through modes, and so the audio wasn't coming through into the Elgato because it was just not routing correctly through my cables. Dumb. What's the name of this game?
Like this game needs
Fhtagn
144
Tales
frames.
of the Creeping Madness.
Yeah.
Wait, what needs?
This
what?
game is probably playing at more like 300 frames at least.
Because he was like, oh man,
he's
like, man, if only I could be at 144 hertz.
Well, no, it's just
like Keith
the
is,
fact that
and
you
it's
have
like,
a 144 hertz monitor. It's
so
like,
this game can just sit here statically. I have 2 144 monitors.
Oh,
and then I lock all my games to
Fhtagn luxury. God.
I didn't realize that the exclamation point that you included was actually a part of the official title.
It is.
Yeah.
Fhtagn fails the Creeping Madness.
This is pretty chill, upbeat music for a Lovecraft setting.
Yeah, it is a little
it
weird.
Feels like we're setting up our
wacky game show
for Jack.
I am very excited though to try and read.
Your shit crashed.
Essentially.
Yeah, my streaming, like Steam streaming thing crashed.
All right. Yeah.
It probably just means I need to restart
If you tab out, it has a tendency to crash, so try not to if you can.
Okay, well, once it gets set up, I don't need to.
If need be, you can always do it
again?
through Discord too, since we don't necessarily need to control anything.
While true,
it does.
That's true.
It does increase the. I don't know if it increases the amount of CPU that Keith will use.
Yeah, but it feels more immersive this way.
Probably
like
not as much as this is using.
Really on
this
his
is
couch.
This is also taking into account that input.
Yeah.
Whilst it's currently disabled, it probably is still pulling.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably more intensive than just streaming over Discord. Plus, Discord has hardware acceleration as well, so it can take advantage of both the GPU and the CPU.
So, is everybody in?
I'm connected to your computer, and I'm watching you play Fhtagn.
All right,
So
hey
I'm gonna
everybody.
do keyboard and mouse. Oh.
Fuck.
He just started.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tales of the Creeping Madness start.
Hey everybody.
Choose your cult. There's the Dreaming Eye.
Boy.
And the 1,000 Young. That's not the main choice.
Okay,
I
so
kind of thought there'd be more than 2.
Choose your cult.
Ideal
So
for beginners,
1
deal for
or
multiplayer.
2.
Oh.
Oh well, I guess we know what.
Okay.
we are going with.
Well, we've never played this before, so let's go to the advanced one clearly, because that's gonna be.
Contains base
That's
game
gonna be
events and
more-
cult-specific events. Mods can be played. Ideal for multiplayer. This is the
Just throw ourselves in the deep end, clearly.
a small cult dedicated to the waking of the Great Dreamer. When the dark moon rises, the temple of the Great Dreamer will rise once more from the ocean floor, and their time will be at hand. The Dreaming Eye is for cucks. 1,000 the Young, a cult of sycophantic backstabbers devoted to the All Mother. Mother only wants the best and brightest, so make sure you perform or be prepared to face the altar in the dark forest.
I'm not
we
sure
go any
which...
further?
We're gonna kill the fuck out of each other. We're gonna.
I don't have any audio. Did it cut out?
You don't have any game
No.
audio?
Or, yeah.
I'm hearing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this like a
No, we're not done
Is this
troubleshooting.
Very like
Uh,
upbeat 40s
Steam
music.
thing? Yeah, you guys were saying that it was like super upbeat, like Cuphead music or some shit.
Yeah, it looks like we're
Yeah,
not
maybe,
done
maybe we should
troubleshooting
switch
yet.
to Discord and.
There's a setting in Steam that I have to do, right? Like that does that takes
yeah,
your audio or
actually,
something.
yeah, end stream.
Oh, I heard that.
Doop. Cut the recording
Well, yeah,
again.
you should've.
I'll just stream in Discord since I don't think you guys need to interact necessarily.
I don't think so.
Sounds good.
My setup won't work very well if you do that. Sorry.
Okay, never mind.
Well, you could pop it out and record the window specifically.
Nobody
yeah, I can't
understands
do that.
Nobody understands the setup. So
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
can't do that actually. That's not a
Alright,
problem to do it that way.
Yeah, so there you go. We can do it over
alright, never
Discord.
mind. Going back again.
Some confusion there, but yeah, that'll totally work.
We haven't tested this game yet, so this whole thing might not work because we might find out that you guys actually do need a
Should
controller.
probably turn off AI cultists, since I don't think we're gonna need AI cultists.
Yeah.
Presumably, since there's only 4 people.
Dude, it sounds like a Chips Ahoy commercial.
It really does.
Do.
Like I said, it's very 40s-esque, like this upbeat.
We actually don't know for sure if I can control everybody, so we might actually have to switch back to Steam once we start, because we haven't tested this yet.
We'll see. Yeah.
Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Cultist select. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's a good sign. Who wants to be the
Alright, so-
peeps?
I will take the guy in red because why not?
Can I take the woman in blue?
Okay. Who do you want, green or yellow, Bird?
I'll be green.
All right. So I'm the fish man. Everyone
Yes,
remember
it's
your character because I've
official.
already forgotten. I guess it's official. Welcome to. You have 6 rounds to prepare for the ritual. To pass the ritual, you need to successfully complete a roll. Click the card icon to see all the possible rolls. You'll be able to select these rolls at the end of the game. What? Wait, at the end?
What?
That was already like
I think we should-
a somewhat confusing description.
This game starts at the end, apparently.
I think we should
Cool.
go completely blind.
I guess we all have
This
to
one.
perform a role in the ritual.
Presumably,
So
it's
at
just
the
like
end, you
Yogg.
try to. I guess yeah, it's like Yogg, where we pick a role at the end,
Okay.
and I guess
Yeah,
based on
makes
what
sense.
you're set up, you can do it. It was just felt strangely presented. You say going blind, we're just gonna not know how to play.
That's
Well,
what
I'm talking
blind
about
means.
the roles specifically.
Like you read tutorials.
Oh.
Each role has a major and minor stat requirement. You need to pass both to successfully complete the role. Look at the card picture and prophecy text to gain clues. The ritual feedback at the end of the game will give you more clues. That comma is redundant.
Weirdly placed.
Yeah. This game isn't gaslighting me, is it? There's now no music, right?
Yeah, no, there's
Like,
no audio.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. right
Okay,
now.
the real fucking Cthulhu was just the game itself messing with my goddamn mind. Okay, cool. We're fine.
Elder
then.
signs are
Please
used to
continue.
unlock stats required for story events and roles. You gain Elder signs at the end of the game by completing hidden objectives. Elder signs are capped at 75. What?
Hidden objectives.
You need them for story events, but you gain them at the end of the game.
Maybe it's like
I feel like they phrase
permanent
everything
progression.
confusingly.
Yes. 'Cause
Uh,
it's the creeping madness.
Hover over stat icons to see tooltips. Yeah, okay. The main way to gain stats is to perform actions at one of the locations of the map. At the top of each location, you can see a series of diamonds. The color of the diamonds coincides with your stats. The diamonds on the left show you the stats you will gain for choosing action 1, and the right shows action 2. So that's the 2 options you can get. The
Interesting.
stats.
Interesting that they'll
If-
tell you what stats they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're struggling to see the different colors, you can activate colorblind mode.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, game.
Each story has 5 parts, which you can follow by looking at the diamonds at the bottom of the text area. The white diamond indicates your current progress. Activity feedback explains the action you have chosen and gives you guaranteed stats. Random event. The spanner in the works, aimed at disrupting your well-laid plans. Read carefully for clues on how to proceed. Event decision. Choose one of 2 actions. Each one will give you stats. Yeah, so look at your current stats and choose why carefully. Some actions have no requirements, indicating that the lack of indicated by the lack of an unlock button. These will give you less rewards. That's too much. That's like more granularity than we'll remember. Event
Yeah.
feedback. With your decision made, it's now time to face the consequence. Even if you fail, we'll give you a little something. Pay attention to feedback. This will provide clues on the stat requirement. Event summary. Summarize stat results on all 5 parts.
Hey, Colonel.
Hmm?
Is spanner slang for penis in Europe?
No.
Oh. Okay.
What?
Well, it depends, right? Like in the UK, in British English, like Okay, this story's going to take way too long for me to explain. But anyway, in some parts of the world, spanner in the works would mean PP in the gears. So we'll just keep that in
the
mind and move
works.
on.
Interesting. All right then.
Yeah.
It's just it never means a good thing. So that's not a very good sign for that guy's spanner. Multiple characters. The character with the highest influence stat will always play first. If there's a draw, the character will play in the sequence that you chose them at the start of the game. Only one character per location per round. At the end of the game, only one character per roll. The ritual. Choose the role that you think you can pass based on your stats. Carefully read through the feedback for clues on which stats were needed, and maybe in this life or the next you will cause the end of the world. Hooray. That's the good thing.
Hopefully so.
It's the reverse
Yes.
Yogg.
Yeah, I was going to say we're the baddies.
We're trying
Yep.
to end the world. Instead
We
of
are
save
the
it.
Yogg. It's just the neighboring town of dicks. At the end of the game,
Spanners.
you will gain Elder Signs. You can use these on your next playthroughs. Oh, you do? To unlock some roles or events to make it easier. Huh.
Oh,
There is a progression.
interesting.
If you want to expand your story base, head over to the mods section and just get your fan fiction up in there, apparently. Just install other people's fan fiction. Well, that's it from us. If you want to
I
cycle
think that
on,
this game wants us to succeed. Y'all didn't want us to
which
succeed.
is weird for a Lovecraftian game. Well, I guess they both
Yeah.
kind of were in some way. But that was,
This is basically... Yeah.
in this case, I think the tutorial might have been like 3 times longer than it needed to be, just because a lot of the elements were kind of maybe just explaining the automated processes that we won't have to think through anyway, like how an event resolves. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's really weird.
All right, so first up is
Whoa.
Blue Person. What do we have here? Got the Town Hall, the Miskatonic University with the blood fountain. Town Hall's got an
Ooh.
eyeball coming out of its front. It's spooky. The Church of Starry Wisdom has a help sign. The Magic Shop. Oop. They've had an incident.
Oh, it's shop.
The Witch's
Shop
Hut
a
has
pee-pee.
had another incident. They got Death Eaters. Madame Fufu's got a lot of gold, empty-looking diamonds,
Yeah.
apparently.
Ooh,
Yeah.
legs for...
Double or
What does it say?
nothing.
Legs for days?
Spanners
says legs
for
for days.
days. Downtown has hell. The hotel.
Oh,
And a pizza
that's
slice.
subtle.
Hey, they got pizza though, so how bad could it be?
Hmm?
And the Arkham Sanitarium.
I'm going to downtown.
You're gonna go to downtown,
Because of the red things.
plan a heist,
So
or
I'm-
perform a reaping. Wow, those are some extremes.
Yeah.
I'm going to perform the reaping.
So this
Oh,
will
you
give you
would.
red and pink, which I haven't checked what those are yet.
It's hearts
See, our
and
stats.
tea.
So blue is influence, your rank in the cult, how you influence people through the story, through your strong personality or through blackmail or
So
force.
it's charisma.
Those are a variety of unrelated things in some ways. Body, how strong and healthy you are and your ability in combat. So you're getting that one. And performance, your artistic ability and how stealthy and sneaky you are. Your ability to influence people through lying. Magic, your ability to cast magic or use magical artifacts. So purple is magic. Green is knowledge, magical and scientific knowledge. Your ability to read and understand magical tomes. Reading comprehension. That's what we've been failing most so far in this video.
Although sanity.
Orange is
wave
sanity, how sound your mind is, how many voices it's making. The more sound it is, the more voices you hear. That's why it's called sound. How easily you can resist going crazy. When negative, will change to insanity. Riches, straight up gold. How rich you are, required to unlock certain events. So those are all the stats, so we can review them whenever we need to. So you clicked on this one. The ancient one demands sacrifices. At night, you scour the slums for worthy victims, slaying gangsters and vigilantes and chasing down those who run away. You gain 2 body and 1 performance.
I feel like slaying vigilantes makes you the bad guy, doesn't? Well, I guess we are.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
gained,
we are.
Trying to end the world.
and we gained a body. Or he gained body.
I gained 2 bodies, yeah.
Yeah, this is the 2
Ooh.
people you killed. It's the pathologic sense of gaining bodies.
I'm gonna kick the
He's just
entire
stuck
ass.
them to themselves, and it's just running around doing weird things with them.
You
Ew.
we've got an Italian line here. You were still a bit new to this whole evil, world-ending cult business, but you were very keen to make good impression on your new friends. So, needless to say, when Acolyte Campbell came to you with a great business opportunity, you knew that you were going to go far in the cult. Turns out Acolyte Campbell has procured 2 tons of unicorn meat, which exists and is here, which he had assured you would make an excellent sacrifice for the final ritual. Only trick
That's
was...
a lot of unicorn, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
2
a
tons
lot
is
of unicorn.
It's like,
That's
it
a lot of
feels like
unicorn
that's
meat.
12
Look,
unicorns.
it was a big unicorn, okay?
Oops, I clicked the
Or
next
just one fat ass unicorn, okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
fewer
stuck in
unicorns
customs.
than it would be people or elves or whatever, but like, still a lot. Not one unicorn, like it's a lot of unicorns still.
Yeah.
He assured you with a little bit of money he could secure its release, and the 2 of you would be rolling in praises. I accidentally clicked past the previous.
I don't know what
It
the
said it was
downside of
stuck in
this
customs.
is.
I don't know what it said.
Oh. Oh, I don't have. I'm gonna pass. Also, it's unicorn.
You don't want unicorn meat?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I see you're a smart kid, Campbell began. So tell you what, I have this opportunity, he said as he flung his arm over your shoulder. Now don't tell anyone, but this cousin of mine is selling what he calls futures.
Oh.
It's a kind of hush-hush, but I'm willing to let you in on the ground floor. Deciding that you might as well check it out, you met with Campbell and his cousin a couple of nights later. Turns out, Cousin Campbell has discovered a spell which showed you your future. Oh, that's very different. There's also
Yeah.
way more involved than an event in Yogg is. It's like
Yeah.
you made a choice. Welcome to the visual novel. Looking to the future, you saw how strong you would become with the depths. Gain 1 magic. Unfortunately, you also saw Campbell and his cousin standing over your dead body. As the spell ended, you opened your eyes to a giddy Campbell. Well, what'd you see? Campbell asked excitedly. A change of plans, you stated as you pull out your gun and shot the both of them. Gain 1 body.
Nice.
Boom, 1 lands.
Wow.
Wow, that was a successful event. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're all
Yes.
going to be that like bountiful, but that went
Yeah.
well.
3 body, 1 lying ability, 1 magic, and 1 necklace.
Oh,
One
that is
necklace
true.
with a,
What is that?
With a target on it.
Not it.
Not it.
Self. You
You
gain or
gain or
lose.
lose,
Not
not
it.
That's
What?
nice.
I
that
assume
means I
that
didn't
means
die,
that
I
you won't
suppose.
get sacrificed in the end.
Oh.
Not it.
Maybe.
Is it
Yeah.
the immunity idol?
Yeah. Oh,
What's
that
this?
me though.
That is you.
Survival of the fittest. Passing events give stacks
Oh.
of not it. During the sacrifice
Ah.
phase, use the stacks to vote on who must be sacrificed.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, this is. Yeah.
Disappointed mother. Failing an event spawns a dark young. Going to a location with a dark young starts an encounter.
Oh man,
Okay,
there's
it's
a lot of
distressing.
layers to this.
It's distressing sounding.
This is cool. I like Yogg likes. All right, so what's the
rolls.
top middle thing again?
The roles are the prophecy.
So
Escape,
these are-
sacrifice.
I
You're
guess
probably
the
gonna wanna
prophecy is
hover-
hints and escaping the sacrifices. I don't know.
You're probably gonna want to hover over all the bits again because everybody has different pluses and minuses. So to make an informed decision,
Yeah.
not those ones, the ones in the main map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like hover over
There it
these icons again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The different events.
Okay. Ew.
You don't want to
I
go
want to
to
go
the
to the hentai shop.
You want to go to the fart
Ew.
hut?
Farted a dementor.
Downtown.
We're gonna go to church.
Was it up here?
Top middle.
No, there it is. The Church of the Starry Wisdom. Inside's usually bad. I learned that from Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Indoctrinate or organize a bake sale.
Indoctrinate.
It gives you lies and money. Putting on your best fake smile, you convince the hapless to join your cause. Gain 1 performance and 2 influence. An entire morning of chanting has made you thirsty, and you strolled over to the communal water fountain for a much-needed drink. Some of the other adepts have already gathered around the fountain as you approach them. They give you the "here comes the new guy" once-over. People
What the
say
hell
you
does that
should. You're the new guy, and they're like, ugh, here he is.
Okay, I guess so.
People say you should take it slow when you first join the in-office culture, but your philosophy has always been to go big. You can make up a story about fighting a
Oh.
Rakshasa.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's
Should make them too afraid to try anything against you in the future. Alternatively, you can make up a story about stealing a Terratorn egg. The process requires a very tricky spell, which you have no idea how to perform, but there's no way that any of the other adepts will know it, so you can just make stuff up. Take a deep breath, you tell them about the time you...
What's a Rakshasa?
A Rakshasa
like
is a humanoid tiger-like being that usually is from one of the lower depths of the hells.
It's recognition.
Okay.
They are
Yeah.
immune to most types of magic. They are very dangerous
In
creatures.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Are they in
also-
Are they from Monster Hunter World? Because they sound like a Monster Hunter World monster.
I'm pretty sure they're from Hindu tradition.
I think so.
Oh. Yeah,
But they're
Hinduism
also
is
in-
probably a little bit older than Monster Hunter lore. Okay, I think we're gonna go with. Let's go big, like I said, and we're gonna say that I wrestled a Rakshasa.
Oh, jeez.
I think that's a good call.
You say,
Thank you.
I think this might be the lower risk gambit. This
Oh,
one was about like some
think
spell
so?
that you don't... Cause
That you
I-
have no
that-
idea how to perform.
that was the phrasing at least. I mean, they both sound like a big deal, but it sounded like this, the bigger lie was the egg, because it's like, pff, no one will know that I don't know how to cast that spell, right?
Yeah, they went out of their way to justify you saying that. So,
Oh, I feel like it's pretty obvious that I'm gonna fail if I go with the second one. I feel like it's very much setting me up for one of them to be like, "Oh, yes, tell me about this
well,
spell in much
actually-
detail." Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get fucking reddited. So I don't want to get reddited. So we're gonna say that I wrestled a Rakshasa.
You're about to get ratioed. Ha! You shout boastfully. That reminds me of the time I wrestled the mighty Rakshasa.
I think that's bad.
You stand next to the most fragile-looking cultist in the group and slap him hard against the back. As he topples over, you grab him by the scruff and shake him around energetically while you tell the group about your
Jeez.
brawl. First, I used a sleeper hold, you explained enthusiastically, your biceps curling around the poor fellow's neck. As the beast begged for its life, I used my signature double-knee backbreaker move. The little man's eyes bulged as you lifted him above your head with a triumphant roar. There was a tiny yelp as you smashed his body over your extended knee.
Oh,
Wow, this is a lot. We're terrible people. After your dramatic performance, you help the dazed fellow to his feet and give him a good-natured noogie. Impressed by your obvious physical strength, your colleagues walk away with the mental note never to pick a fight with you. You gain 2 influence. You just
and no body?
You just all lies.
That was good. That's a lot of influence.
He's
there.
pretending to have body when he
well, that's
don't.
because I picked up the weakest person. I picked up a wet noodle, basically.
Why did he gain 2 influence and not 2 performance?
Because I'm gaining influence over a cult.
Yeah, but you were lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that-
lying
Sorry,
skill.
built off of lies.
I feel
That's
like it
kind
should
of
have
the thing
been-
that they do.
Okay.
That was dickish.
Let's see the options
Yes.
here again. I'm going to go to the university.
Nerd.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum.
The Miskatonic.
I'm going to go on an expedition. It can't end terribly, I'm sure.
Field trip. You were devoured whole. This is one slide.
Probably.
You
The
convinced
Rakshasa
the
showed up.
university faculty to send you on an expedition. You push your body to its limits, searching for lost artifacts and forbidden knowledge. You gain 1 body, 1 knowledge, and 1 magic. After a hard day's work, you were off to your first cultist mixer, a sort
Mixer.
of know your fellow world destroyers kind of thing. After a few drinks, okay, more than a few, you figured it was time to impress your new mates. You could show a spell you had seen and really get this party started. Or you could suggest you get some tattoos, which could help with the bonding process.
Drunken
This game
tattoos
is
is always
so
a bad
fucking
idea.
weird.
Oh, that's a good unlock there.
The tone is all over the place.
Just imagine
What does it-
villains.
I feel like I
What
don't
does it
have enough
unlock?
magic for this yet, so I don't think showing off my magic is a good idea, because I've only got 1 magic.
What's the
Elder
what's the
Signs.
unlock?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'm assuming there's... Wait, will that unlock Elder Signs?
Yeah, for later, for next playthroughs. It's
You know
just
what? I'll
basically.
show off your magic.
Ooh, ballsy.
Fortunately, you would learn a trick or 2 during your first week. You cleared the area and told the others to watch this. You wiggled your fingers furiously and slowly. Furiously and slow. What? Oh, so slowly. The table, but furiously. The table lifted about 2 inches off the floor. Everyone just stared. Suddenly, the room erupted in drunken cheers and applauses. Party on! You all danced the night away. Gained 2 performance and 1 influence.
Hey, all right.
That's
Wow,
a lot.
that's
That's
good.
really
That's
Wow.
good gain.
That's a stat
Table
spread.
dude. Table dude.
6 points.
Sick.
Alright, so how am I gonna fuck this up? Madame
Fish person.
foo-foos. I can be the richest boy of them all.
You need to
Gulped
talk
in
like that.
money pence. That's a problem. What do
Why
we
is
got
it
at
a problem?
Madame? We could gamble. Gain or lose money? What if I have negative money?
I-
You spend your time gambling and feeding the debaucherous habits of some of the more weak-willed patrons. The fools quickly find themselves in your debt, which is good because I had no money to bet. You won 2 riches and gained 1 influence. That was less than it said.
Yes.
The cult had sent you with money to bribe an official. No, where was it? On the way, you had a thought. As a cultist, it is kind of expected
Oh
of
my
you to be
God.
a backstabby son of a gun. Therefore, the logical course of action would actually be to keep the money for yourself. It would be easy to pull off either way, but if you keep the money, you'll have to make it look convincing. Alternatively, carrying out the dropout might lead to some more blackmail opportunities. Make it look convincing with my inability to perform or lie, basically. Not that anyone else has been called out on their lies so far.
Yeah, so far it's going really well.
I'm gonna keep all of the money. This will go well. You step into an alley and start beating yourself up. After a few minutes of throwing yourself against dumpsters, smashing your head into a brick wall, and even biting yourself, you find a good spot to
Damn.
hide the cash. Lose 1 body but gain 2 riches. I have -1
There,
body.
-1.
Oh no. Does that change the?
That's bad. I need my body.
Does that change the stat at all?
I think it's just body.
Yeah, he's at -1 now.
Okay, because sanity changes to insanity, so I was curious.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's probably not
Now it
good all
becomes-
the same.
In
No, it's
body.
probably not good at all.
Later, you put on an Oscar-winning performance as you told about your dreadful mugging. Gain 1 performance. That's less than I would think. You guys might have permanent stats that better you as a person, but I have fleeting
Money.
gold.
I mean, to be
so
fair, you look
who's
like
the
the kind of
real
person who
winner?
has -1 body.
Oh, damn.
He looks like
Brutal.
he's got 1 foot in the grave.
We've all got 1
It
stack.
It looks
of
like
deep
Dr.
water.
Manhattan.
It's the deep ones.
That's, you know what? That's fair, Colonel.
cycle 2.
All Cthulhu. Oh,
Oh, it's
Bird
me.
goes first.
Oh,
he's
right,
got
influence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your blue
I'm
stat
the order
affects
that
turn
we do
order.
things.
Thinking Town Hall. Upper left corner.
There it is. Hobnob!
Do you notice that it's
God.
I think
it's
that's
the guy from Facebook?
It's the guy
Is that
from
Mark
Fa-
Zuckerberg?
No, that's Lovecraft.
No, it's Lovecraft. I know, but he looks like the guy from
It's
Facebook.
HP Lovecraft.
Oh, nice. Nice burn there. Okay. Blackmail.
You organize compromising situations for key officials in government and aim to collect it at an opportune time. Gain 2 influence and 1 riches. A thunk against your head sent you spiraling into oblivion. Not
That's the game.
again, you thought, as unconsciousness claimed you. A splash of cold water and a nudge from a boot caused you to sit up straight with a gasp, to stare up at your giggling attackers. Ugh, you grimaced as you recognized your assailants. Bored, rich kids. Oh, I thought it was going to be the people that...
That's me, isn't it?
Or what's you?
You're the bard.
My
You're the
character. I'm the bored rich kid, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be the people that you shot in the face. Like, they're back, and they're still standing over your dead body. Here it comes. Surrounding you, each with a hunting rifle in hand, were the sons of senators, judges, and other rich people who didn't care what their children were up to as long as it was far away from them. And from the sound of waves in the distance, you guessed that you must be on a little island off the coast of Martha's Vineyard. where these brats hunted their victims. You're not sure how it started, but over the last couple of months, these kids have been abducting people and hunting them for sport on the little private island. Well, old timer, time to run. Kennington Blake, that's what a name, smiled as he tossed you a tiny knife. The most dangerous game is Bird. Kill them or play hide and seek.
Let's see. I think that killing the son of a corrupt senator might be a really, really fucking bad idea. So I'm gonna go for time for some hide and seek.
All right. You grabbed the tiny knife and charged into the underbrush. You smiled a wicked smile. Oh, these poor damned fools. I'll have such deadly traps waiting for you, you thought before tripping on a root, crashing through a bush and careening off a cliff into the ocean below.
I don't think I'm passing this one.
You woke up on a beach a while later, coughing up water and spitting out sand. At least you were alive, but the seawater had ruined the tiny tome you kept in your coat pocket. Gain 1 sanity, but lose 1 knowledge.
Womp,
You have
womp.
negative knowledge.
Fail.
Yeah, but
It's a
I'm
lie.
richer, so who gives a shit?
He's turning into the
A dark
charismatic
young.
but really dumb person.
Yeah.
Yeah, a socialite.
Perfect.
Remember,
Obviously.
there's a secondary stat.
Oh, hey.
It's not just the main
I'm
stat.
next. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to the magic shop.
The magic shop.
Yes. I'm gonna do some dangerous stuff. I'm gonna cast some spells.
Oh no.
Oh
This-
yes.
Hi, colors
This
out of
can't
space.
possibly
This
end
is-
badly.
This is how you get spirals. Do you want spirals? Because this
I
is
do
how
want
This
it
is how we
Yeah.
get spirals.
I don't think. Okay, yeah, they're not all Lovecraft titles, but then when it's colors out of space,
Mm-hmm.
you summon eldritch horrors and open portals
Oh,
to, the
good going.
to the other planes. Your power grows, but you can feel your sanity slipping. Gain 2 magic, but lose 1 sanity. It's now insanity.
I'm insane.
Just kind of blew it. Okay, so note to self: it's pronounced Carvago, not Carvago. Carvago.
Carve.
Yeah, weird. I know what they were going for, but by messing up the vowel on the last syllable, it kind of throws it off.
Yeah.
What?
Levi-
I
oh.
don't.
It's supposed to be
Leviosa.
Carvago, not Carvago. Like,
It's Leviosa.
Nobody pronounces Carvago.
A little mishap happened when,
shouldn't.
after work and in your laziness, you had to decide to open a portal to your home and save yourself the 8-mile walk.
That's what magic's all about, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
minor conveniences.
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately, because of your pronunciation and error, you seem to have opened a tiny portal to a different world. No stranger to weird portals, you decide to look before you leap and walked up to the keyhole-sized portal and peered through. You could see what looked like a laboratory of sorts with rows of cylinders and an operating table. There was something bobbing in the cylinders, but you couldn't quite make it out at this distance. Now, Mommy Dearest encouraged a spirit of adventure, but then again, there was that whole thing about curiosity and cats.
Enlarge the portal to go through. I'm insane. I'm not thinking about
What
this one.
could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
You poured your puny magic into the portal, but could only manage to get it to be about as big as your head. Well, at least I should be able to see better,
Oh, no.
you thought as you stuck your head through and then
Oh,
then you
no.
got a Resident Evil elevated.
You're about to lose knowledge.
Your head. On the other side, a Migo was startled from its dissection of a human brain as you present him with a new one by a head sticking out of thin air. You tried desperately to pull your head back as the Migo approached you with a bone saw in hand, but found yourself stuck.
Oh no.
Now, if someone were to enter the magic shop, they would have seen a figure flailing around frantically with its head vanishing midair. They definitely wouldn't have heard your hysterical screaming as the Migo cut open your skull
Oh,
and removed
no.
your brain. Lose 3 sanity.
No!
Wow.
Oh wow.
You're on an insanity streak at the moment. Fortunately for you, though, the Migo only kept the brains of the best and brightest, and since you seemed to be neither, they put some of your brain back, and with some effort, pushed you back through the hole. Lose 2 knowledge.
Oh
I
wow. Oh, I failed. Oh boy. Wow.
It looks like pluses, but this one's insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a -6 and a +2.
Oh boy.
I don't.
Next turn, we're gonna find out what the dark ones do because we have 2 failed events so far.
Oh yeah, we have a magic shop.
Yeah.
One at the. Oh man.
University and the magic shop, right? Yeah.
What if I was exclusively motivated by money, and I want to organize a bake sale?
That feeling.
Even a pretend church needs a real bake sale. You spend your time making beautiful cakes and selling them for a tidy profit. Gain 1 performance and 2 riches. In your ongoing sycophantic attempts to please Mother and not get put on the chopping block, you have come up with an interesting plan. Foster care. The problem with progeny is that they just get spewed out by Mother, and most of them just die somewhere in a desert or a clown-infested sewer.
Wait, what?
Enter the Church of Starry Wisdom foster program for a very particular children. I read that book.
Oh. Nice parody. This game's so weird.
It's great.
Well, at least that's what it's called by
I'm
cultists
enjoying
in the
it.
7th Circle. For everyone else, it's Margarita Tuesdays. So what probably needs to be mentioned is that the church keeps an entire vat of the more fragile progeny in the basement. These poor darlings were still at their single-cell state, require proper human hosts to survive. They're like the Yeerks from Animorphs. Sure, once they have reached that difficult adolescent stage, they will erupt out of their host and travel the world to find themselves or something, but until then, they will require constant nourishment. Since most people, before the 7th Circle, would usually feel disinclined to host a parasitic organism that will eventually erupt out of their eyeballs, and oh, that's way worse, and cause you to die a horrible death, it was decided to introduce the progeny in a cocktail form. Margarita, too. Oh no. The problem was that getting the cocktails to taste like margaritas while still ensuring the progeny don't die before consumption was getting a bit costly. Foster care is dosing people with alien parasites. For the program to survive, you could put in some of your own cash, or you could just bite the bullet and drink the whole vat yourself. Oh.
Oh.
My god.
Oh, you're prepared for this then?
Sure, in a few years you would die an agonizing death, and you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. But isn't that what parenthood was all about? Oh my god.
Oh, that's the
What are you doing?
the top one doesn't unlock the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't give you more of that stuff at the end. That's meta progression choices. Blah. But technically we're trying to end the world, so I might not never have to. This just gives me more incentive to never face.
To end the world, yeah.
It gives me more incentive to not have to face that. Yeah. Otherwise, At the same time, though, infecting everybody with aliens that then just explode out of them all in the same month or so, years from now, is a hell of a
That sounds lovely.
nest egg.
Yeah, that's long-term strategic thinking.
Yeah, I just want to see
Well,
the
that's assuming that the world stays up long
but
enough for
just
them to
imagine the
actually experience it.
spectacle. Now, if you were totally honest, you weren't really the philanthropic type. Sure, your little plan made Mother happy. Gain 2, not it. Wow, 2.
Wow.
Damn.
In the lead. But the side effects of the little parasites were too good to ignore. Extreme suggestibility. That's right. Within a week or two, everyone who drank the margaritas will be willing to do anything you said, as the tiny worms started gnawing at their white matter. Gain 2 influence.
Damn.
Heck, you even managed to sell the stuff to some bootleggers, and the church and its coffers have never been fuller. For it? Oh my god!
Damn.
Wow.
You got yeah.
What if I was only motivated by
8
one
stats
money?
and
Oh wow, I
3
become the
not
most
it.
powerful
I
fucking
got
person in
8
the game.
stat
What
points
a
and 3
surprise.
not it.
That's crazy.
Alright, good luck, Blue.
So let me look around a little bit so I can see. What?
There's not very many places that you can go.
I
right
mean,
now.
do you see it?
Yeah,
What?
at
That
the
wasn't-
magic
Oh,
shop.
the big.
That wasn't
No,
there
it wasn't
before,
there.
was it?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think
That's
that
like
was.
one of the dark fiends or whatever.
They're the dark
Mm.
young.
The dark young, yeah.
Oh, I think yeah. I think
Oh
it's-
yeah, one of you's over here. So
Oh boy.
they said going somewhere where the dark young makes an event happen. So you two are both
Yes,
gonna
it's
make
an
something
encounter.
happen where you go next. Okay, so it's is it Colonel's turn? Is Colonel
Yeah.
Blue?
So Show me the top right one. Oh, Witcher's Hut sounds good, but oh, that's orange. Okay,
The sanatorium.
it's a sanitarium.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Witcher's Hut.
I need sanity.
Would you like to gain some sanitarium?
So it looks like the
It's
gray
wet wipes
ones
for
are
your
loss of
brain.
sanity. that's what it seems to be.
Say the Witch's Hut will give you mostly body.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the second option.
1 knowledge and 2 body, or 1 body, 1
Dark meditation.
magic, and 1 loss of.
Is that
sanity.
one gray?
It's sanity loss.
Yeah, it's a sanity loss. Do you want that?
I do.
All right.
You want to be insane with me?
As your consciousness floats through the currents of the depths, your body is racked by the dark energy coursing through you. As your mind returns to your body, you realize that not all of it is present. Gain 1 magic, 1 body, but lose 1 sanity. Mother wasn't what you would call loving. She really liked death, mutations, and all kinds of monstrosities, but you wouldn't really say she loved anything.
Isn't that line like really similar to one from the bouncer?
The
I
bouncer.
wouldn't call that loving or something, right?
I wouldn't exactly call that love or
That's
caring.
the
Oh, that's
line.
That Lady Bird had to read.
Mhm.
There was, however, one thing that she most definitely hated. Fairies. Mom despised the little freaks. Now, seeing as the swamp was crawling with the little mischievous midgets, you had thought that of a plan to discredit one of your fellow cultists. If you could convince the fairies to pretend to be best friends with one of the other cultists, it would make Mom furious and even up your chances of surviving the ritual. Fortunately, fairies love shiny things, and you could probably get them to help you if you gave them that golden statuette you had acquired.
Wait, where did you get this?
Mine's
didn't.
2 riches. I'm like, what?
Maybe they'll do it for free.
Maybe they'll do it for free.
I mean, it's the only option right now.
Of course we will, they told you. Admittedly, you were quite surprised. Maybe you had misjudged the little demons. The little demonic freaks. Just wait here and don't move, they said, and then they pull the lever that makes that specific part of floor give out. I've watched too much of Disenchantment.
Oh
There
my
it is.
god.
Now the
Yep.
large X drawn on the mud should have probably been a clue. I was right. But as the snare trap closed around your ankle and pulled you up into the tree, you definitely got the gist. That's what you get for even thinking about taking away my love points that I have from Mom. I know what you were thinking the moment that option was mentioned. At least an evening of spent hanging upside down from a tree taught you not to trust fairies, so personal growth. Yay. 1 knowledge.
1 knowledge.
Oh.
Fail.
Well, it's
that
two
sucks.
2 stats up, 2 stats down.
And there's another Dark Young.
There's an ebb and fucking flow in this game. Jeez, everybody except me got a Dark Young and lost everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Not it.
Yeah.
Hope this doesn't
It's gonna be
ironically
bad.
swing the other way over the next, 2/3 of the game that still has to happen. Cycle 3.
Oh, the moon is advancing.
Oh, it's me.
Yep.
It's me. Uh-oh. On
get
the
to
lower
find
left,
out.
there's also some shit.
You get to find out for the first time what happens when you go somewhere with a dark one.
I could, or I can continue to just shulk that responsibility and just avoid them.
No, it comes.
Or I could just
You
not,
have
yeah.
a dark one. But that's
No, I
actually
think
worth.
it's at that location.
Oh, that is worth.
No, yeah, it's at that
Oh,
location.
it's location
Yeah.
specific. I thought it was gonna follow
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I'll go against my better judgment and let's just, dive right into it, right? Let's go to the upper left.
You're gonna go to
Ooh,
the
up
town hall.
The town hall.
I'm fucking, this is the first time we played this game, right? Let's
Yeah.
just let's just beat the frog,
Do the
Maybe-
encounter.
Maybe he's a tender lover. Hobnob.
Blackmail.
That fucking word. You organize compromising situations for key officials and government and aim to collect at an opportune time. Gain 2 influence and 1 riches. Operating a doomsday cult is not what you would call a legitimate operation. Hence, having a judge on your side could be very beneficial.
That isn't what I would call legitimate.
In Arkham, Judge Mayweather was the law, and therefore you saw no reason why you couldn't persuade the law to see your point of view. A lonely judge like himself would surely be thankful to have a new friend spend time with and explain the virtues of the Ancient One. Alternatively, if a few of his colleagues were found missing a few body parts, he might also get the message.
Organize the judge a new friend.
You don't want to go choppy?
No, I'm sending him a hoe.
I'm sending him a hoe. Isabel from Animal Crossing was definitely the friendly type. And due to some unfortunate circumstances, had found herself deeply in your debt. Are you Nook?
Oh, God.
Wow.
You weren't the kind of pervert who would expect her to do anything untoward, though. You just feed the judge his soup and slip in some comments about how good the cult is for the community. And since dying in the near future was certainly a possibility for the decrepit old man and also all of the world, help him understand how he would gain eternal favor with the Ancient One should he help with his resurrection. Even without being real friendly, Isabel could certainly be persuasive, and it wasn't long before the lovesick judge was fully committed to your cause. To influence. Since she was there, Isabel also nicked a couple of legal books. One knowledge.
Oh, great. I'm reading his books.
Wait, so what about the Dark Young? What?
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
next.
Maybe Isabel slept with them too. Fucking whatever. I don't care.
Oh,
It was
there
getting a
it
bit
is.
stuffy inside, and you decided to take a break from the banquet to enjoy the cool night air. That was a mistake. There's a horror out there. With the party still in full swing behind you, you take the time to admire the mansion's beautifully cultivated garden. Beautiful, except for that one ugly tree. It almost seemed as though it was looking straight at you. Creepy. Your stomach tightened as the dark silhouette started to move, and you realize that the time has come to pay the Dark Young its due.
Offered an acolyte.
You do have got a lot of influence.
Fortunately, the cult has no end of new, misguided individuals, and the little sycophants, which is just this game's favorite word, were never that far off. Within seconds, one of them had answered your call only to scream and disappear headfirst into a giant maw. Lose one influence.
I'm
Oh
a
my god,
fucking
you
horrible
still have
person.
you still have 9? Oh my god,
God,
that
I'm
got
a terrible human
that got
being.
so
though.
high. That's all.
I'm a pimp.
You're the admiral from Captain. Like,
Yeah.
all you do is all you have is influence.
Battle plans. Battle plans.
All I do
battle
is
plans, battle plans.
all I do is send people to either sleep with old people or just die to ancient ones.
Jeez.
What a life.
You absentmindedly wondered how many acolytes ended their career as feet sticking out of the mouth of an eldritch horror, but quickly decided, who cares?
Aww.
Oh, you failed.
Fail.
Fail.
Last one influence. I guess they call it that just because you didn't gain a dark one though. I think just call it
No.
a fail if you lose more than you win, because there's no upside to this.
Oh, yeah.
It just cost you an influence, but it wasn't the real event. It was like a bonus event.
Oh, keys up.
I don't want to be.
But it's still there.
Maybe it'll go away next turn.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe it's there
Maybe
forever.
it's because you failed. Maybe you have
Yeah.
to succeed to get rid
Maybe
of it.
I was supposed to sacrifice myself instead of an acolyte.
Gross.
That's dumb.
Why would anyone
That's
do that?
stupid. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be the soccer mom of this clan. I'm gonna organize a big sale.
Oh god.
Even a pretend
By
church
soccer
needs a
mom,
real
you
big
mean
sale.
sugar daddy.
I'm gonna be a parasite host. Distribution service. I'm Santa Claus, but for like
For aliens.
for horrible yerk hosts.
That sounds like, yeah.
He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out who's empty inside. Santa Claus is going to jail. Spend your time making beautiful cakes. Hooray. She says you're in a cult. It's called a church, you intolerant buffoon. You're in a church. How dare you step over my threshold and accost me? Officer Bentley explained as you were sitting in his office. And you're holding her daughter captive against her will, the man continued. Now I'm sure this is just some misunderstanding and you could easily explain everything. He finished and you nodded in acknowledgement as you caught his drift. I'm gonna have to blow him. Well, why not kill a couple of birds with one stone, you thought. Oh, it's me. You could pay his bribe, get him to further his investigation by questioning your colleagues, and even get him to hand over the details on the mother so you can silence her once and for all. Oh, not my mother. That mother.
Yeah.
Or you could let him carry on with the investigation. It's not like the daughter will tell him anything.
I mean, you have 10 riches.
I do have some.
You're probably gonna
money.
get more.
I wanna kill the mommy. Officer Bentley understood your terms and thanked you for clearing up this little misunderstanding. During the rest of the week, he called in your colleagues in inopportune times, inexplicably knowing just when to interrupt them during critical moments. All the other cultists lose one knot.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you
crap.
dick.
It's like the boo. It's the boo tile that steals
Wow.
stars.
Wow.
He also handed you the details of the mother, and after a week at the church's reorientation facility, she was reunited with her daughter. Gain 1 influence. Unfortunately, some of the other family members who had been asking too many questions had mysteriously disappeared. Gain 1 performance. Still, we should rejoice, for isn't reuniting mothers and daughters what church life was all about? The daughter's got a parasite in her, doesn't she? You thought,
Probably.
you
Now
thought
so
as all
does the
three.
mother.
Yeah, everyone. You thought as the three of you carried the heavy body bags and dumped them into the progeny pit. The progeny pit. What a phrase. Gain 1 body. It's
Like
a good.
it.
It's a good
Oh,
word.
you're
Alan.
no longer
Zero.
negative.
Mm.
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
You gain 1 naughty as well.
Yeah, well, because I won.
Yeah.
You always get a nod at it
Okay.
if you succeed. But everyone lost their nod. Everyone had 1, I think. This is
I'm going to the sanitarium.
the sanitarium.
Actually, on
I
second
think
thought,
that if you go, it might
I'm gonna go to
become
the university
the
instead.
insanitarium.
I like how your 2
though.
options at the sanitarium are to gain or lose sanity.
yeah, I'm gonna
You
go to
could just
the.
commit to insanity.
I'm gonna keep my sanity. I'm gonna go to the university instead.
Badoop.
On the left. There you go.
Hoping for some.
Are you
green.
sure you're gonna keep your sanity?
I am sure I'm going to keep my insanity.
Oh, your insanity. Right.
I'm gonna go on another expedition because that
Huh?
worked out well last time.
You convince the university the university faculty to send you on an expedition. You push your body to its limits, searching for lost artifacts and forbidden knowledge. 1 body, 1 knowledge, 1 magic. You can't believe your luck. That fool, Dr. Dyer, had discovered the last of the Shoggoths in a hidden
God.
city in Antarctica.
Hey, you should stay there.
Of course, no
Did
one
Martha's
believes
Vineyard
him.
and Antarctica?
Wow, what a program. Of course, no one believes him, but at least the university is sending an archaeological expedition to the ancient city, and thanks to your knowledge of ancient civilizations, the faculty chose you to lead the expedition. I've played this video game. Or the video game
Do
based on exactly
Erasmus
that.
and go to Antarctica or Martha's Vineyard. You'd know, Colonel.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Sorry.
damn.
As you step into the frigid city, you plan how you will capture a Shoggoth. Don't. You can use the Rod of the Elder Things, a basic magical item that even a novice in magic could use. Alternatively, you had brought along plans to build the Vacutainer 5 billion, it's a Ghostbusters gadget,
Apparently.
with some engineering know-how. You could put together and suck up the Shoggoth.
I'm going to use the Rod of the Elder Things
Yeah.
because my magic is better than my knowledge.
Yeah, it's too bad you didn't get an option between like a low-level magic and a high-level magic, because you have some magic.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
But they give you a low-level magic and then a high-level engineering. You can still see Winston floating within the gelatinous mass of the Shoggoth, slowly decomposing. Winston, no! That's not peanut butter.
God.
As the monstrosity now towers above you, you recoil at the sight of it, this mass of pseudopodia, gibbering mouths and
Nice.
eyeballs. Lose 1 sanity. There you
I'm
go.
going more and more insane.
You quickly compose yourself and cast the spell to activate the Rod of Elder Things. Immediately, the monster backs off and almost seems to bow before you. You have gained control of the Shoggoth.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Gain 2
Nice.
magic and 1 influence, and many tentacles. Like 10 tentacles at least. 10 tentacles. Now, it is only the simple matter of keeping it a secret, you think, as you order the Shoggoth to track down your remaining colleagues.
Oh god.
Oh no.
That's a lot of points.
It
is a plethora of
going insane.
Points. With,
Yeah, it probably
with
managed it.
savings.
I am gonna
This
go
is-
to the sanitarium.
Okay.
You're gonna regain your sanity, or are you gonna lose?
I'm
that?
gonna
That's a
check in.
face.
Oh.
Doctor.
Oh boy.
You have seen too much, and feel your fragile hold on reality slipping. Some time spent in the asylum has given you more insight into the human mind and helped you achieve some inner peace. Gain 1 knowledge and 2 sanity. You're
You're
at a
gonna be
plus
able to
1.
catch cannonballs now.
You've been giving this whole possibility of getting sacrificed thing a lot of thought, and had come to the conclusion that, yeah, no. You've been studying the human mind and became convinced that you can better your odds of not dying on a stone altar by cleverly combining science and magic. Having already mastered James Braid's notes on hypnotism, you plan to enhance his techniques with a spell from the Liber Animo.
Is James Braid like an actual person? What?
Yeah, Dr. Time Travel. He can go back in time and solve all of his problems.
He's a
And,
surgeon.
Yeah,
Huh.
of time. Through this process, you could conceivably plant a suggestion into the minds of your fellow cultists, coercing them to maybe vote for someone else when the time comes. You're gonna inception people. Okay, so hypnotism wasn't an exact science. You've also been experimenting with psionics and feel fairly sure that you could use your mind to implant a tick in a fellow cultist, which would cause them to periodically blurt out the mating call of the Dark Young. Should be hilarious.
Which, if memory
I'm
serves,
good.
the dark young sound like goats.
I'm gonna go for the second option.
Alright, a random cultist. You had cleared out a cell in Arkham Sanitarium just for this purpose. Sitting down in the padded room, you allow the silence to scream into your mind. That's what the silence
Oh, that's
do.
counterintuitive.
The silence was deafening. And that was when your
Well,
extreme
yeah.
claustrophobia and severe sedate phobia kicked in. Is it your fear of meditation?
Oh,
Going
no.
into a full-blown panic attack, you charge at the door, which you, in your mad scramble, accidentally slammed shut. Screaming at the
Fear
top
of
of your lungs, you claw at the padding, tearing out your nails in the process and bursting a vein in your cerebral cortex. Lose 1 performance and 1 knowledge.
Sedate phobia is a fear of silence.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
With the strength born of fear, you finally tear off the padding and force open the door. Gain 1 body. So that
Yay.
went well. You
No.
hooked out and didn't accomplish anything.
And you
there's
failed.
There's
Oh,
another
there's
one
a
of these
Shogun- or,
guys.
Dark Young there now.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of you are back to 1. Some of you
Still
are
have my
not.
knotted at least.
Some of you. No, we're back to 0. Not
You
back
only
to 1.
only
I'm-
you're
I
back
have
to
1.
0.
I
I'm at
lost 1 and
0.
gained 1.
Yeah, the only
Oh,
person
yeah.
at 0 is Colonel.
Oh dear.
Some of us are excellent bakers,
Cycle
and that's
4.
all I do. Cycle 4. Should we check the actual goal, which we still haven't done?
I think we should keep going and
Should we
without.
just be blindsided by our characters not being
I
strong
mean, that's
enough?
how it was in Yogg, so might as well, right?
I really feel like they could have fit this on 1 screen without this
Probably, yeah.
scrobbling around that they did.
It is weird.
Oh, it's Bird.
wanna do, Bird?
I feel like I got a lot of influence. I can gain influence and money if I go to Madame Ho House on the bottom right.
Madame Fufu's.
Madam
Yes.
Foo-Foos. So that's, you want to do gambling?
Yeah.
You spend your time gambling and feeding the debaucherous habits of some of the more weak-willed patrons. The fools quickly find themselves in your debt. You won 0
God damn it.
riches,
Oh,
Why did I even come
wow.
here?
but gained 1 influence.
Hey,
How-
you got your 1 influence back
What-
from feeding mayor cultists to the
What
Dark Young.
what debt precisely?
Yeah, I'm the abstract notion of debt, apparently.
I guess it's influence debt. Yeah. This week's costume party at Madame Fufu has held a particular treat. A goat spawn. The epitome of mother's favor, these gangly creatures, while once human, were now immortal creatures with the knowledge and magic of several lifetimes. True, being turned into a goat being seriously hampered your social life, but costume parties and events where copious amounts of alcohol were served usually meant fewer prying questions. Usually. Since you weren't fooled by the goat spawn's super realistic costume, you could use the time to gain the benefit of his arcane knowledge. You must have learned something that you could use to help loosen his tongue. Failing that, you could always try turning up the charm. Who knows what you might learn?
What's the...
Get some of that goat spawn.
What, over influence, what are the keywords again? Charisma, persuasion.
Indoctrination. And followers. You're very popular on Cthulhustagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
I guess probably have a friendly chat?
Turning up the old charm, you plopped down next to the goat spawn and started up an hours-long conversation. You learned that the goat spawn was called Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paulo Juan Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso IV.
I think that's his full name, right? Or is that Dolly?
I
I'm
hope there's
surprised
none
that you thought that
left.
is mostly one take.
Born in Madrid in 1613, he had, people say I have dyslexia. He had served the mother from a very young age and had turned into a goat spawn in roughly the middle of that century. To your surprise, he had since fathered many children. Apparently his great-great-great-great-grandson was quite the painter. Ah, there it is. He had taught him everything he knows and even offered you a couple of painting tips. Gain 1 performance. As dawn started to approach, though, Pablo started crying. Turns out Pablo was less than thrilled with his gift of eternal life. Being hunted on sight, cursed and thrown with water of the holy variety, which according to Pablo was often quite yellow and decidedly unholy, had taken its toll on the poor man. Pablo recounted how, after the first century, he had already attempted suicide 87 times, but being immortal meant climbing back up that cliff or finally cutting yourself down when you had to go pee. That's so fucking morbid.
Wow. Yeah, that's
awful.
That is
Trying
awful.
to hang yourself, then being like, this is not working. I gotta use the restroom. You took pity on Pablo and invited him out for an early breakfast, where you helped him see the brighter side of life. Gain 2 sanity.
Oh shit.
This is so wholesome.
Yeah.
You can see that after your it's distressing
I would
because
have liked more
it's
money,
you, and all of the events you've had are so distressing. That's
You're
like why
talking. Yeah, not to
you're
mention
so
the fact that you're
supportive
talking
today.
to this eldritch
Yeah.
being that's been alive for 400 years. Like,
I mean, as far as eldritch beings go, a goat dude is pretty chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could see that after your encouragement, Pablo had a new light in his eyes. You're a good kid, Pablo said as he gave you a tear-filled hug goodbye. Remind me to return the favor, he said as he walked off into the sunrise. Gain Pablo.
Pablo.
You have Pablo, a special escape option for the 1,000 young cult. If unused, he gives +1 body at the end of the game.
Well, that's lovely.
You gained Pablo.
That's awesome.
I finally have a friend.
Oh, one more thing. Take it from me and never wear orange to a party. Giving a final wink, he was gone.
That's awesome.
Gained
I
Pablo.
gained a Pablo.
That's hard to match.
All right.
God, there's so many of them. There's so many of them, and I'm afraid of them because I don't know what it takes to not be defeated by one.
Yeah.
It's concerning. Well, even a pretend
Organize
church
a bake
needs a
sale.
real bake sale. You spend your time making beautiful cakes. Only initiates of the fourth circle and above know the hideous secret stored in the bowels of the church. In a moist chamber, fungoid creatures are fed the bodies of those who ask too many questions.
Jesus.
In return, they release microscopic spores used in the church's meditation sessions for its wonderful mind-altering effects. Unfortunately, their green, luminous excrement is extremely poisonous. You've been tasked with dumping the hazardous waste. Yeah. Am I gonna get my first fail as a result? I'm gonna try to sell it for profit. You managed to call in a few favors, and before you know it, your business partners have created a full line of neon green products. There's a shampoo that turns your hair luminescent green for the fashionable lady who wishes to stand out at night from hundreds of meters. A toothpaste that makes your teeth grow. Really grow.
Grow.
It is grow. I thought I was wrong and misread it as glow
No?
because of the glowing, but no, it's a wow. Gonna have to file your teeth. That posh, fangy look.
File
think
it
it's gonna
under
be toothy.
posh.
In a range of rat poisons, which does not kill rats, but allows you to have an intelligent conversation with them. Do I gain rats? Oh no, you make a decent
Just
profit.
money.
So much money. What do I do with money?
You lucky.
I don't know where to spend money though. There's not like a go-to place where money goes.
There's a magic shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And every time you spend money, you get more money.
I should really start spending money. It's running out of time.
Okay. I would like to go to the witch's hut
With the Fhtagn boy.
with the Fhtagn
It's
boy.
not very. Oh wait, yeah,
It is. Yeah, they're a little hard to
Yeah.
see because everything's black and white, except for the parts that aren't.
Yeah.
Hunt
I'm gonna hunt
monsters.
monsters.
That's funny because of the situation over there. Armed with the knowledge of from dusty tomes and ancient weaponry, you track down and fight mythical creatures, preparing their organs for the ritual. One knowledge, two body. If there was one thing hunting has taught you, it was to mask your scent. When hunting the hounds of Tindalos, you helped to cover yourself in bear urine and yak vomit. It got worse. If you wanted to catch a Shogoth, with the Shogoths, you would cover yourself in a giant albino penguin feathers.
Or just use the rod of elder things.
Yeah. If you want, or the other Shogoth.
Or the other Shogun, yeah.
If you wanted to hunt unicorns, you didn't, because unicorns aren't real, stupid. Whose
Well, they're
meat was
dead
that?
now because somebody hunted 2
This
tons
is regular
of
horse
them.
meat.
So the meat was just a con. Yeah.
Yeah.
It made you think, though. Maybe there was a scent that could mask you from the dark young, or even send them packing. Topical. Spending some time reading Gordon's Wonderful World of Monsters, led you to just the page you were looking for. The Depths Catfish. Seems the Dark Young have an extreme distaste for the oil from these pungent creatures, and if you coat yourself in it, you should be able to keep them away till the ritual. To catch one, though, requires a technique called loonling, where you wade your mind into the depths, and then when the catfish swallowed your essence, you'd pull it back into your reality. You gotta fish with your brain, which
Oh man.
I don't know
it's not the first time
if
weird
insanity
things have
helps or
happened in my brain.
hurts. Yeah,
I don't
your
know.
brain has been through times. Actually, this gave you another idea. How about a plain old fishing contest? You could challenge your fellow cultists to see who could catch the most creatures from the depths and prove that they are less worthy of others' affection. You must have a few magical lures lying around here somewhere.
I'm gonna hold a fishing contest.
Sacrifice the cultists. But you could have gotten so much more insanity. As the day of the fishing contest arrived, the cultists excitedly piled into the clearing in front of the witch's hut. Being the gracious host, you had set up camping chairs and had created a portal into the depths, with sufficient wards to deter any unwelcome depths spawn. By the time you arrived to take up your spot, the others had already started to cast their lines into the portal, and one had already caught a little 12-inch Urquhart parasite. Amateurs, you thought, as you took out your ornate oak tackle box. The box was carved from the fabled white Himalayan oak and engraved with more magical runes than most grimoires. To the amazement of all, you opened it to reveal your lures. There were McGintley power worms made from fresh cave troll tongue, a rooster-tailed depths minnow that you had made this morning from real Carcosan pigeon plumage, and the pièce de résistance, a Swedish hex jig made from a hanged man's toenail and a ruined whalebone hook. You snuck that
That's
toenail out
elaborate.
before they had a chance to use the restroom.
Oh, I misread that as a hanged man's hangnail, and I was like,
Oh.
oh, that's awful.
That's just weird.
I know. Toenail's slightly better, though, you have to
Is
admit.
it? It's way more horrifying to take out.
No,
That's
hangnails
true.
suck, dude.
Yeah, but
I
hangnails
have-
just exist. Pulling out a
Yeah.
nail, pulling a nail off of a person's way more horrifying.
I can say with experience that's not pleasant.
While the
All right,
others were
fine,
reeling in tiny
guess I'm-
depth scuttlers, you were pulling on void sharks and Mulvoodian ox whales. Heck, you nearly tore your biceps reeling in a 50-foot depths crusher. Gained 2 body.
Wait,
It was a great day. Not only did you handily win the contest, but you had to admit, you all had a blast. Gain 1 not it and 1 sanity. Everyone else loses 1 not it.
Hey.
Aw.
No, it's on
That's
you. I don't
awesome.
have not its.
okay, time
you
to see
you
what
can have.
happens
I think
with
you can have
the
negative
dark
not it's.
or the dark guy.
Oh, dang it.
At least you could have negative everything else. I worked
I'm
hard
using
for my not it's. One night, stalking through the dark forest, you nearly slipped as you stepped in an unidentified liquid. Bracing yourself against a nearby tree, you tried to inspect the bottom of your boot. That was when the tree licked you. Always trees, apparently. Normally you would have been surprised, but with Dark Young around every corner nowadays, you knew what to expect next.
I'm gonna offer up an artifact
Do you have an artifact?
because I have good magic.
We'll find out. You quickly rifle through your pockets to find a suitable artifact. Chagrined, you toss it at the monster's feet, and without blinking, which was an incredible feat for a monster with so many eyes, the Dark Young smashed the artifact with a gigantic hoof. Lose 1 magic. You swear you saw it smile as you cried out at the loss. With your little toy ruined, Big Brother headed out to find some other sport. What a prick. He's just a dick all the time. There's 4 of
I
them
will-
now. Jeez.
I will go downtown. Can I go downtown?
Downtown. Things will go
Yeah.
great when you're down.
And perform the reaping again.
The Ancient One demands sacrifices. At night, you scour the slums for worthy victims, slaying gangsters and vigilantes, and chasing down those who run away. 2 body, 1 performance. Gawain de Bruce.
Bane to Bruce.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be Bruce
It's
Wayne?
still- I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Way different.
Weird. Kid was a
Wow.
nuisance, and a mentally unstable nuisance at that. Ever since his parents died, the multi-thousandaire, wow,
Nice.
playboy had been
It's in the-
dressing up as a bat and terrorizing your operations. Yeah, it's on the nose.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was time to teach that crazy furry a lesson.
I'm gonna set
Nice.
an ambush up. Yeah.
Crazy see, crazy do.
I
I
don't know
bet
what
you
that
that would
does.
be if it had insanity.
You get to become
Yeah.
a furry, too.
Oh god, no, please.
You tried to
Hold that.
organize an operation to take down Gawain, but just didn't have the clout. Well, if no one's going to help, I'll just do it myself, you thought. That night, you tried to attract attention by throwing bricks through shop windows and looting the stores. Gained 2 riches. Unfortunately, De Bruce must have been busy with more interesting crimes. The cops, on the other hand, had no compunction about questioning you on your bag of gramophones, candy jars, and 2 bricks. It was a long night of explaining.
It's soup for my family.
2 bricks.
Flavor.
We're gonna make rock soup. Where's that from?
Never mind.
I don't know. I know it's from. I recognize it, but I don't know where it's from.
Oh, I think that's a
Don't
whole.
worry
oh,
about
I
it.
think that's the whole story. Yeah.
Maybe.
The rock soup, where he's like, "Yeah, I just need rock soup. Yeah, I just need. All I need is like an onion." And he just kept saying like a different ingredient to each person in the village, and then they all brought different things until they just had, ingredients.
Oh, I thought you were asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
because I'm like, this rock soup is a thing. By dawn, you'd convinced the cops that the bag was yours, and with a sore throat, you walked out of the precinct. Lose 1 performance, because you don't have cough drops in this universe.
Oh, and there's a Dark Young.
You failed by getting
Downtown
too
now.
good and not losing anything.
It seems
Well, I
kind of
didn't
an
get
arbitrary
Batman.
outcome to be a failure. Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Didn't get Batman.
Yeah, you didn't get Batman. That's the true failure. I mean, yeah, you can't. Apparently you can't get less. You really do just bottom out at 0.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rough time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Effie's catching up. How do I stop
I
him?
am.
Cycle
not
5.
catching up.
Well, that's a lot of those guys. Fuck, there's one at the magic shop
Alrighty.
too. But what if I want to spend money? There's
What's
so
in the lower left? There's like a little stack of cards, right?
yeah.
What's that do?
Those were
that
those,
is the
those tell us the
information on the rolls and
conditions
things.
about what we need to do
Oh.
at the end.
Rolls and hints and blah, blah, blah,
and Effie keeps saying he doesn't want to look at them,
Okay.
but it's gonna really be important in a couple turns when we get blindsided by what they were. Like, oh, it was. We win by having the most
I feel like I have-
book smarts.
I
Surprise.
feel like I have enough influence, so maybe my second highest stat, which isn't very much, admittedly, is sanity. So let's go to the Arkham Sanatorium.
Okay. You're gonna just
Become
be
more
Sanitarium.
intensely sane.
Yeah. Check in.
The Arkham Santorum.
Oh.
You've seen too much, and you feel your fragile hold on reality slipping. Some time spent in the asylum has given you more insight to the human mind and helped you achieve some inner peace.
I
One
really
knowledge and
doubt
2
that.
sanity. I feel like you got more inner peace from like hanging out with a goat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've certainly got a Pablo.
Yeah, you got a Pablo's here too.
Yeah.
You've hit a bunch of mental block with your experiments. You've already done the whole flying monkeys thing and the giant mechanical claws strapped to flesh golems thing that was getting a bit old, so what could you try next? Guessed it was time to call Pete.
So it's called Pete. Okay.
Pete the Peddler was just a name that things
What?
that this
That this being
Oh.
used.
that this being used. Oh, a being called Pete the Peddler. Okay.
Oh, boy.
If you're not ready for it to be a noun, you're just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Take to what for? Orange monkey. That. You didn't know this, or maybe even her real name, and you didn't know his, or maybe even her real name, and the whole facade of a disheveled old man probably hid something more dark and dangerous than you could ever imagine. Be that as it may, Pete collected and sold various junk from different galaxies, dimensions, and points in time as you desperately needed a new toy to experiment on. Shortly after arranging the meeting, a small portal opened in your laboratory, and Pete motioned for you to come inside. The interior of Pete's little pocket dimension looked like something had dumped an entire scrapyard into a tiny room and then gone about labeling, stacking, and hanging it from the ceiling. It kind of reminded you of Mr. Wong's pawn shop, but with more nuclear
Who
super
wrote that
weapons
line?
and caged
What the hell?
Rotarian peacocks.
What?
I
Oh yeah, Mr. Wong's pawn shop. That's a cultural reference we all get.
don't know.
Is it?
Is it from
no.
Gremlins?
I have no clue. Oh, let me look.
That's like, this is a thing we all know.
I have no idea.
Wait, where is it from again?
I asked if it's from Gremlins. I don't know. I can't search anything because I'm hosting everything and I don't want to click
I'll look.
stuff.
I'll look it up.
All it's giving me is Chinese food restaurants.
Did you
Anyway,
Did you include
roll.
pawn shop in the search?
I did.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like a real
Weird.
thing.
But with
Or-
more nuclear super weapons and caged Rotarian peacocks. One item particularly piqued your interest. It was obviously of Earthling design and looked a lot like the Fernsprech kiosk you had seen in Berlin. But this telephone box seemed more high-tech and was painted blue. Oh,
Of course.
references.
This is,
Interesting, you said. Where'd you get that from? No. Who? Pete replied. Get it?
Mhm.
Okay, who did you get from it? You asked, confused. Yes. Get it, said Pete, not sure what you didn't understand. Deciding that something must have gotten lost in translation, you turned your attention to a 2-foot leathery egg.
For a second there, I thought he was about
egg?
to say a 2-foot blue-footed burger. Blue-footed
Progeny.
or something.
I've always wanted one.
Progeny. I love that band. Trying not to sound too eager, you ask Pete how much he wanted for the egg. That one? He stared off into the distance. 5 Lorcan crystals, he finally exclaimed.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know what that means, totally. 5, you ask incredulously. I'll give you 2. Okay, 3. Final offer. Pete spat into his hand and held it out to you. Apparently 3 Lothcan crystals is 1 riches.
Fair.
I think I could strong arm this dude. No, 2.
You're gonna try
My
to talk him
final
down
offer.
from 1 riches?
Yes. I got 10 influence.
Yeah, I guess so. Pete just stared at you and made some clicking sounds that you were sure no human should be able to make. No deal. Pete waved his arms into the air. You wasting Pete's time, the old man screamed. Now trade, then leave, he carried on. You were a bit confused. But I have nothing to trade, your soul. Always something to trade. Pete smiled darkly at you. Pete didn't even move. But as he just kept staring at you, you felt a stinging sensation in your side. And then a kidney-shaped piece of flesh materialized in a canister beside him. Oh, wow.
It looked a lot like a kidney.
You stared in horror at your missing organ slowly floating in the murky liquid of the canister. Lose 1 sanity in 1 body. Here. Pete pressed a jewel-covered rod into your hand. Gain 1 magic? Good trade. Now get out, he said, shooing you out of the portal. You didn't consent.
It was a good trade.
You desperately hoped that was a good trade. You didn't consent
That's
to
good.
either part of the trade. You didn't even know what you were getting.
Yep.
You
And that's
piss
a
off
fail.
Pete and you get a randomized trade, I guess.
That was. Yeah.
Well,
That wasn't a very good turn.
I mean,
Good news
No.
is that your kidney is going to grow to 80% the
yeah.
efficiency of the other one.
He's not unreasonable. I mean, he didn't take your eyes.
Yeah.
Arkham Sanitarium was designed to keep people from getting out. Even though that was the case, it was also pretty hard to get in. So imagine your surprise while working on your... Right, you're in the sanitarium this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird thing to happen there. So imagine your surprise while working on your latest experiment, 4 floors underground, locked behind a 13-inch steel door when you heard a guttural growl emanating from behind you. You sigh as you turn to face the dark young.
What? There was a dark young here?
You didn't
Yeah,
pay
'cause
attention,
I
you
failed.
Fool.
Oh. Oh well.
Take a good long look. Just destroy your sanity,
Stare it
probably.
down.
Would offering up an artifact mean I'd sacrifice my Pablo because I would
You
die
probably
for him?
sacrifice
I
your
would
magic like
die
did.
for him.
No. We're doing take a good long look.
Really?
I don't want
Okay.
to sacrifice my Pablo.
I have no idea if that'll happen or not.
I don't know either, but I can't take
Yeah.
that risk.
What did Effie lose? Effie
I lost a magic when I offered up
magic.
an artifact.
Yeah. Well, get up in there. You stare at the eldritch monstrosity standing in front of you. It looked like a giant black tree, so they just look like trees, I guess. With tentacles
Yeah.
instead of branches. I thought it was just a coincidence that they were disguised as trees twice. Lose 1 sanity. There goes half your progress.
Why'd I fucking even come here?
Yeah.
I gained nothing.
It was covered in salivating mouths
gained 1 knowledge.
and eyeballs, with green slime dripping down its legs like vile sap.
Ew.
Lose 1 sanity.
God.
Oh, come on.
He said long look. As
Yeah.
the horror became too much for you, you slumped down next to its great hoofed legs, the putrid slime drenching your clothes as you lay on the floor screaming in madness. Feeling slightly uncomfortable, the dark young decides to leave. You just scream like a baby until he runs away. He's like, I'm gonna go. It's enough
And
of
it's another
this.
one.
So I like the tentacled thumbs down. It's really silly. Yeah, I guess I'll try to spend money or something.
I assume it's you're tending the shop with the magic shop.
Is it? Is he?
Yeah, it's
Man the shop and cast. How do you spend money in this game? The witch's hut?
Events, presumably.
What the fuck? It's just random? Like you just encounter things?
I guess.
Delve
Yeah,
through tomes?
sounds about right. Or it's a thing for later in the
They get
game, for
this
when you need half the
blackmailing.
money.
Indoctrinate. A heist. Because that's necessary at this point. What do I do with all of my money?
Hmm.
Maybe
Huh.
there's a thing for it in Ritual. I don't know.
No, most likely it's gonna be he's gonna need a certain amount of money for the end game.
Well, I'm loaded. Putting on your best fake smile, you convince the hapless to join your cause. Gain 1 performance and 2 influence. Bleary-eyed, you look down at your watch. It was already early in the morning, and you had been up all night sorting the church's taxes. I can't wait till tomorrow, you think, as you gather your things and prepare to head home. As you are locking up the church, a hand suddenly covers your mouth, and you are assailed by an ether-like odor that left a slightly sweet taste in your mouth. Chloroform, you thought, as you black out. It's the second time at least this has happened. Not to me, though, because I'm normally a pleasant little baker. Now, you had done this enough to enough people to know that, 1, when you woke up, you had probably been knocked out for hours, and 2, waking up in the boot of a car was never a good thing. As your bumpy journey came to a close, 3 masked figures opened the boot and dragged you off to what looked like a stone tower somewhere in the forest. The Tour de Damnes, I don't know. This is where the cult kept their prisoners, and where people were sent for reconditioning. Oh no, I'm gonna be this, but I'm the one that sent people for reconditioning. Turns out some of your colleagues were less than impressed with the favor you had been gaining, and decided that you decided to have you locked up far away from the ritual. Oh, well, it's a good way to not get sacrificed, I guess, but not very helpful for the ritual. So I'm getting
You know
punished
what?
for having this.
You know what the bad thing is, though,
Oh.
Keith? Didn't you drink the Kool-Aid earlier? You know, the infected ones?
No,
No.
I
mean-
distributed it.
Oh,
through
no,
town.
you funded
No,
it.
he
Never mind.
hasn't.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
town's gonna really blow up in a few years. Since Mother had been had some clear rules about killing chosen before the ritual, and since this tower actually received quite a few visits from other cultists, they had opted to cover your face in an iron mask so no one could recognize you. In the dark cellar of the Tour de Damnes, surrounded by all kinds of medieval persuasion devices, your colleagues are preparing to hide your face for all eternity. Now would probably be a good time to act and prove your worth to Mother. I'm not good at either of these things, am I?
Nope.
Fighting my way out, I'm
Well-
not good at fighting.
Wait,
so-
isn't persuasion... hang on. Real check the pink one.
Dexterity is performance.
Escaping your bonds is like
I-
a Houdini performance thing.
Yeah, so I'm
Could
probably
be.
more likely to be
Yeah,
able
that's
to
probably
escape.
your best bet.
I definitely can't fight. And I don't want to. I want to go through this whole game without ever not succeeding. Alone in the dark room, you awaited the return of your colleagues. Sitting in an anti-relaxation chair, bound, gagged, and shackled, this actually reminded you of a date you had last week. Good times,
Nice.
you thought of as you effortlessly slipped the bonds. These amateurs obviously have no skill, you thought as you removed a white-hot branding iron from the tiny forge in the corner and took up a position behind the door. As the lock of the door clicked open, you spun into action. Aiming a blow at the first cultist's head, you were rewarded with a scream and the smell of burnt flesh. The cultist ran out of the room screaming in pain. Quick to react, the other two drew long, serrated knives and swung wildly at you. Using your agility to your advantage, you found that you could actually be quite effective in combat if you turned their momentum against them. Gain 2 body. With a war cry, I feel like I didn't pick fight at my way out, and I'm fighting my way out anyway. With a war cry, the one charged in for an overhead strike, but you just dropped into a perfect split, allowing the dagger to pass harmlessly overhead. That's a bit too far on gymnastics. As the man lost his balance, you sprung back up and allowed his momentum to take him over your shoulder and into the forge. Meat pies. Spinning, you grabbed the arm of the other, and as he lunged for your back and pulled him off balance, The man's life ended in a gurgling scream as he pierced himself on a wall spike that exists apparently.
Ooh.
What the hell is happening right now?
I'm very capable at combat with my agility
Apparently.
skills. I turned splits into an offensive action. Walking over the cultist impaled against the wall, you removed the mask. Matthews. That would mean the one charring in the forge was probably Hendrix, as the two acolytes were practically inseparable, and that meant you had a pretty good idea who number 3 was, and that was going to cost them. Ooh. Random other cultist gains brand, and you gain vengeance. Oh.
Interesting.
So one of
us
you
has
has a brand on your face now, and I just killed your 2 friends apparently.
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Vengeance. You
That's
will have
fine.
your
I have
revenge
Pablo
against
if
the
it's
cultist who
me.
tried to imprison you. Gain 5 extra, not it, if you vote for the branded character. Oh.
Wow.
Oh no. That's a lot of vote power.
That's a lot of vote power.
Yeah. Ah, sibling rivalry. What mother wouldn't be proud? Gain 2 more, not it.
Oh my
Just
god.
13 total if he votes her.
What is that?
Wow.
Somebody's branded. When will we
Knowing
find
my
out?
luck, it's me.
I guess we'll find out when the summary comes through.
At this rate, I'm gonna have all of the vote power. What do I do with my money? What the how do I
You
spend
collect
it?
it.
Why isn't there a shop where you can spend things? There's just a shop that doesn't do that.
Okay. I am going to go to the university. I'm going to
Nerd.
go on an expedition.
Nerd.
You convince the university faculty to send you on an expedition. You push your body to its limits, searching for lost artifacts and forbidden knowledge. Gain 1 body knowledge and magic. You thank the dark gods for this little tidbit.
Titbit?
Tidbit.
Titbit. I
What is,
see.
what's tidbit?
I thought it was tidbit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. You're
Tidbit.
correct. The game is not. The game is making it horny.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm just trying to.
maybe it's a bird.
I'm just trying to complete the joke
What?
somewhere in there. It's like a Fitbit, but for boobs somehow. Like there's a direction you could go in. I don't love it. No, but
You still went there?
yeah, a nobody assistant professor named Wilmarth. That's unfortunate.
Well,
from-
Marth.
From the English literature department had come to ask your advice about some letters he had received. He showed you the letters from a Vermont farmer named Ackley, and his
Probably 8.
claims about alien creatures living near the farm. You tried to act cool as you realized the farmer had stumbled on your Amigo mining operation, and you started to break out in a cold sweat as you scanned over a few of the lines. I have certain evidence that monstrous things do indeed live in the woods, and the things come from another planet. Up to that point, you could have persuaded Wilmarth that Ackley was a kook, but it was the next sentence which stopped your heart cold. I think they mean to get rid of me because of what I've discovered. And there is a great black stone with unknown hieroglyphs, half worn away, which I found in the woods on Round Hill. The Gertchef stone. The farmer had stolen the Gertchef stone and he's intending to send it to Wilmarth by train today. You must get it back.
I'm gonna send Amigo.
Did I know what
because I do
Amigo
not
is?
have good.
I don't know, you want to Google what Amigo is?
I
It's
will
a,
Google what
type
Amigo is.
of Cthulhu style creature. It's not
obviously.
real.
The only
Yeah,
Amigo
but the
I
Red
know
Sashma
is,
was-
Every weird name is another Lovecraft
Yeah.
creature like Cho'Gath.
Oh. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
these guys are.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is.
These are the famous ones that are made up for him. For
The only Amigo I know is Friends, which I have 3 of right here with me.
yay! But we don't have
Uh,
dashes in the middle.
Eh.
So you're gonna
I've
send
just
Amigo?
posted it in the Discord. A picture of Amigo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does it
They're
like
the Cthulhu creatures, basically.
does it camouflage or anything, or does it just like just go out in public and just you just deal with it if it gets seen?
But yeah, I'm going to send Amigo to intercept the package.
What could go wrong?
a lot of things, I'm sure.
You tried to contact the Migo over the phone.
What? That's not how it's... Okay.
The first few times you called, you only got their answering machine, the Migo's answering machine. While leaving your 12th message, you suddenly noticed a droning snickering in the background. You stopped mid-sentence. I wonder what that means. Are you telling me you fungoid bastards have been lying to me this whole time? I should have known there was no such thing as an answering machine. What?
Oh.
What
What is
level of
this joke?
technological advancement do these people even have?
Yeah.
I don't
Did
know.
they do a fourth wall breaking answering machine joke, but they haven't invented them yet?
Oh, maybe. Right.
I don't.
Okay.
So they did a convincing impression of an answering machine that also
leave a
functioned as
message
a
after the beep.
tutorial for the
Beep.
concept of an answering machine.
Yeah.
Furious, you slammed the phone down so hard that you broke your desk in two and proceeded to wreck your entire office. In one body.
Hey.
It was obvious that they didn't respect you in the least. Guess there's no time left to stop Wilmarth now. You think as you sat down against the wall of your wrecked office. Lose one sanity? You always find a way to lose sanity?
Yep.
It's an art style. Wow, that didn't work at all.
No.
Shit.
Be a
You
lifestyle.
turned the phone down so hard that you broke your desk in twain.
Turned down for
I'm gonna-
what?
Let me see what the hotel has. Oh, it's downtown.
There's no
Gotcha. I'm
dark... Oh,
going
there's a
downtown.
dark young there.
There's Beck.
Yeah, there he is in the
I'm
background
going-
sneaking.
I'm gonna perform the reaping again.
The Ancient One demands sacrifices. At night, you scour the slums for worthy victims, slaying gangsters and vigilantes and chasing down those who run away. 2 body, 1 performance. Being a part of a doomsday cult has its disadvantages, you don't say. There's the constant threat of investigators, becoming the next sacrifice, and mystery stew Mondays. But through all this, you still had each other's backs. Who? Not me. It's not working out for me at all. Sure, sometimes it meant stabbing someone else and sends it back, but at least you did it with a clean dagger. And sure, you didn't always see eye to eye, or eye to third eye. In some cases, you
What?
could
Oh.
you could always agree that the world should end in tentacles and teeth. So when you heard that
That's true.
someone had turned their back on the cult and had gone to the police, it caused bile to rise in your throat. This time, it was Cedric Goodfellow. The name was a real
Wow.
giveaway, honestly.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really hire people named Goodfellow into your... Aw, man. You like Cedric.
Oh, dang it.
Always fun at parties. Made the best pumpkin spice lattes. Never even once tried to kill you.
See,
Prob-
the fact that he was very
was probably the
clearly a
giveaway.
hipster should have been a... Yeah,
Yeah. You probably should... Yeah, you probably shouldn't have trusted Dr. Starbucks. Okay, you were going to sacrifice him later in the week, but still. Rude.
Let's break into the precinct.
God,
Because of course.
You have 9 strength and nothing else.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Holy
it's not
crap.
going too well.
You thought of yourself as one of the great actors of the time. No. Your performance as tree number 3 in your school play received excellent reviews, at least that's what your mom said. Deciding to use your natural gift, you dressed up as a schoolboy. Why? No cop would think twice when they saw you, and you could slip into the precinct completely unnoticed. Putting those method acting classes to good use, you decided to skip all the way to the precinct, all while looking at giant multicolored lolly. Not what I thought breaking in was gonna be. Lose 1 influence.
Oh, God.
Negative.
Yeah.
You reached the police station. You were stopped by a very confused-looking officer.
Oh, God.
Please, sir, I'm just here to visit my daddy.
You said, batting your
never wanted
eyelids
to
as
hear this.
innocently as you could manage. Your ruse worked. The officer asked you to wait on the bench while he fetched someone to escort you. You are a legend, Uwu. Fortunately, the officer returned rather quickly along with two very burly, misspelled orderlies from Arkham Sanitarium. The two had not so gently requested that you stay at the asylum for a while. You're going back. You're going back.
You gain 1 sanity though.
But I failed.
Wow.
You thought you could keep your positive sanity, but here it goes. Oh yeah, I guess you did get more.
Dang it.
That's funny.
Please Cthulhu, Daddy.
Oh, Cthulhu.
It has a uwu in his name.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Oh. H.P. Lovecraft is rolling in his grave right now.
Oh,
That's
No
fine,
one
Will.
cares. He was a horrible person. go
Yeah,
fuck
he
himself.
sucked.
The alleyways were your domain. Few dared walk there for fear of the death you might bring. As a mangled body splattered onto the ground in front of you, you quickly realized that there was a new predator in town. Perched high in a building, its body wedged in the alley, the tentacles hooked around multiple fire escapes, the dark young glowered at you. Mother was disappointed with your progress, and Big Brother was here to collect your apology.
I'm gonna sacrifice my memories. Hopefully not my sanity.
You stare in horror at the sight you had never witnessed before. A needle-like proboscis, as thick as your thumb, folded out one of the tentacles. You're about to get Starship Troopered. The segmented tube reached over your head, and with a wet squelching sound, it struck the back of your skull.
Nope, more Matrix. Not so much Star Trek Troopers at this point. Or
There was an
Star-
intense
Starship
pressure, and with each successive sucking sound, darkness started to close in on you. Lose 1 knowledge. You caught yourself just staring into nothingness and couldn't quite remember what you were doing here. Couldn't be that important then. You smiled as you went back to your business, being in a sanitarium.
Yay!
Well,
Gain 1 sanity.
That's a success in my book. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's really strange.
You got
Yeah.
dumber, but you're happier.
That's the way of the world.
Yeah.
That's the
Nobody
tricks.
has.
That's the tricks.
Still no brand. I guess it's completely
No.
random.
Well, I don't think we'll know the brand till the end,
Yeah.
when all the reveals
I like
happen
that-
all at once.
Keith's portrait has a crown.
Well, yeah, it's because he has the highest.
I have
hypnotic stat.
Yeah.
so much. Cycle 6. Last turn, I believe, before the actual last turn, which
Before
is the
the
ritual.
reckoning.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Reckoning. So your last chance to choose a location in this status quo of however this
Okay,
works.
this is
There
me.
are-
This me.
You guys have polluted
Well,
a
last
lot.
turn didn't go well for me whatsoever.
Oh, hey.
What's something we haven't done
Branded.
yet?
Oh shit! You are
of course
branded.
it's me. It's okay.
Don't worry, Pablo will save you. No, I think it
Yeah,
just
I was
gives you,
gonna say I always have Pablo.
if you keep him to the end, I think it just gives you 1 body. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
you have
if you
negative
don't
1.
use it.
So that's probably a good thing.
I think
Yeah.
he can-
Well, the point is,
I think he can save you
Uh,
during certain events or something like that, but otherwise he just gives you a
Probably,
stat
yeah.
boost at the end of the game.
I just kind of want to try something that we haven't done yet. Like, what have we not done? I think that we haven't done the thing on the right
Hobnob.
with the left option. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
we've done downtown, but
Plan a heist.
plan a heist.
We haven't done plan a
like,
heist. We haven't done hobnobbing.
Would you
Yeah,
like to
well,
plan a
hobnobbing is
heist?
going to result in me encountering a dark one or dark thing.
There's one
what
here
are they
too.
called? Oh,
Yeah.
damn
There's
it!
a
They're
dark young
everywhere.
Pretty much
Yeah, no,
everywhere,
you guys have really fucked this place
The
up.
only place that there really isn't one is Madame Fufu's and the church, and that's it.
Madame Fufu.
Let's see if we can get one on every
Yeah,
single
and the church.
thing. Fuck
What?
it. Let's do Madame Fufu's.
Little
And somebody
Madame
else do the church,
Fufu.
and they fuck that up. They fail. Somebody fail that one, okay? Promise me you're gonna fail it. Okay.
I
No.
Cool.
That's not even how it works.
can't even guarantee it.
Gamble.
You spend your time gambling and feeding the debaucherous habits of some of the more weak-willed patrons. The fools quickly find themselves in your debt. 2 riches, 1 influence. Hey, you actually made money this time instead of no money. After a number of exotic drinks, you realize that you were actually an expert dancer. You bruised the toes of many a patron, and at one stage smash into a large brute of a man. You both careen into a table full of drinks. The
That
man
sounds like me.
forcibly lifts you to your feet, and you drunkenly bemuse how someone so soaked in beer could possibly seem so heated. The man aims a
I want to fail this one intentionally, so defend
Oh
myself.
no. You die. Not being much of a fighter, you remember an old martial arts poster you saw. Wow,
That's glorious.
a static image. A static image. You lift up both arms above your head, stand on the ball of your right foot, and raise your left leg to for a kick to the face. As you
Here's a
thrust
Karate Kid
out
reference.
to kick, you make a loud cawing sound. It's Bird.
Caw.
This bird's about to catch a fist. The force of the kick completely unbalances you and you fall flat on your back. Your attacker rolls on the floor laughing. Rawful. Ego feeling a bit bruised, you decide to go home. That is about as well as that could have gone, honestly.
Yeah.
You were so inept and lol random that you didn't get punched.
Lol random.
That's how I got through high school without getting bullied.
But you lost an influence for being embarrassing.
Yeah.
You've shown, as they say, your whole ass.
Wait. he's
The
about
next
to
day,
do
you
something.
spend the entire day practicing the pose in the mirror. Gain 1 performance.
It's good. Fake it till you make it.
Is that why though? Oh, you did it.
Hey, I failed. Yay.
God, they're everywhere.
All right, Keith.
What
are
if
you
the
doing?
Not
game
yet.
just? What if
Stupid
the game
amounts
just
of money.
ends? I don't know. There aren't obvious enough money spending options. I guess I'll.
I haven't been
blackmail
able to
someone.
fight anybody, so I don't think we can just spend things.
You organize compromising situations for key officials and government and aim to collect it at an opportune time. To influence and more money! Too much money. While sitting in your office, you suddenly hear a raucous commotion coming from downstairs. As you rush to see what's going on, you are suddenly assailed by smoke rising from the first floor. From the shouted slogans, you immediately realize that Town Hall has been attacked by the National Anti-Prohibition League. Oh, we're during Prohibition? Another
'cause
Molotov
the
cocktail. That's
guess,
ironic. Another Molotov cocktail flies through your window, instantly setting your desk on fire. Beat the snot out of them, or help stop the spreading flames. I don't. Is that a knowledge thing,
That would probably be
or is it a dexterity thing?
a performance or body thing, I
I
imagine.
don't know.
They probably have multiple ways of doing the same thing. They may check for
Yeah.
whatever is your
I wanted
highest
to-
I
stat.
want- help stopping-
I
Yeah,
wanted to
probably.
fund some kind of thing that helps me with all my money, not
Well,
these things.
Just throw dollar bills at the fire.
So how do you go about this? Being the
Uh-oh.
Being the intellectual type, evident by your grandiose use of superfluous words to make you sound more photosynthesis, like a dungeon master
Nice.
trying to tell the players what to feel as they enter a room, you decide to make a contraption that will use the water in the toilets to cover the building. It takes you a couple minutes to
Ew.
draw up the plans, but in the end you realize you don't know what you're doing. Eureka!
Eureka.
You could still have the same effect if you stuck a stick of dynamite into the toilet. 5 minutes and 12 stacks of dynamite later, you press down on the plunger. The whole business goes up in smoke and billowing rubble. I think I might have lost finally, guys.
Nah.
Really thought the
Yeah,
whole
you did it.
I really thought the whole fucking blackmailing thing would use, my influence or my money. But fuck me, I guess.
Nope, you're on fire now.
At least the fire's out, you think. Gain 1 sanity. Oh yeah, I don't think it's even moved this whole game. And a couple of our enemies are dead, you say, trying to see the brighter side of the fire. 1 influence, hey! Fail. Well,
oh wait.
Dark Young be gone. Moved or killed the
Who?
Dark Young.
Kill the young.
Did I
or Dark
kill
Young?
it with fire?
Oh boy.
Oh, that's what that was.
But now there's another one.
Yeah, because you failed. So you blew it with dynamite.
Oh.
Okay.
I got that far without failing too.
Well,
Are there
the
two
only
up
place
here?
I can
Oh,
go
it's
to
gone!
without, it's gone.
Oh,
The
no.
town hall is completely gone.
It's like in the
It's the
Yog.
last thing.
You actually
my
can't
God.
lose these places. It's late
Okay,
enough that it doesn't affect the game though.
What are my stats right now? 28262. I'm going to go to the witch's hut, even though I know there's a dark young there.
That's the good opportunity.
Actually, back up real quick. Let's see what's at the university again. I'm gonna delve through tomes instead.
Just deep in your insanity. You spend your time locked in the Orn Library, perusing dark treatises, occult manuscripts, and sanity-shattering tomes. Gain 2 knowledge, but lose 1 sanity.
I'm going further insane.
Witches are, well, how to put it? There's a name for these ladies, but it wasn't used in high society, outside of a kennel. This was a fact that... It's impolite, honestly.
Yeah.
This was a fact that became all too clear to you when you were tasked with translating the Sefer al-Razim before the ritual. You knew that it was originally owned by Keziah Mason, and that the ancient crone had written much of it. What you hadn't known and a fact that was conveniently left out, was that Keziah had not willingly parted with the grimoire. This little tidbit would be proven useful as you materialized in her little abode, hidden behind a dimensional wall in the attic of her old home. As your travel spell fizzled away, you were greeted by the hunched-over figure of the old hag, who didn't even turn around as she froze you in place. Fully paralyzed by her binding spell, you awaited your fate. It seems the old witch was in a sporting mood, and as she offered you a choice of 2 curses as punishment for stealing her book. Now, Mother was quite fond of the Eternal Coven, so you had best honor the old witch and choose wisely. You can always be hungry, or you can accept the curse of Sergio.
I will accept the curse of Sergio. That sounds more interesting.
That night, sitting back at your apartment, you were surprised as the wind started to pick up, seemingly out of nowhere. Suddenly, a half-naked man named Sergio burst through your wall and started to play his saxophone.
That is not what I expected.
Since you had neither the talent nor
The curse, he
appreciation.
sucks.
Oh,
I figured there was going to be a dude named Sergio, but I didn't know the context.
I didn't expect this one. Yeah, no.
You must submit to this massage. Since you had neither the talent nor appreciation for the arts, it was needless to say that you were freaked out. Lose 1 sanity. Wow.
Yikes.
Of all ways to lose sanity, that was a really weird one. You tried throwing a punch at the intruder. Don't do that. Don't punch Sergio. He just wants to play a saxophone.
Sergio.
He just wants to play shirtless
He's the sax guy.
saxophone. This is not violence warranting. But your arm passed straight through the apparition and crunched into what was left of the wall behind him. Lose 1 body.
Ow.
Serves you right. By 3 in the morning, the ghostly gypsy had finally left. As Sergio reappeared night after night, you realized that the curse was real. Oh god, he keeps coming. And it wasn't long before the sound of wind blowing would reduce you to tears. Lose 1
Holy
sanity.
crap.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
more sanity loss.
You gained 3 insanity. Such
And you failed.
Sitting behind your desk, engrossed in a dusty tome, you tried desperately to block out the incessant tapping of a branch against the window. It was a windy night, and you had half a mind to get the groundskeeper to come out and chop down the damn tree. Slowly, a chill started to creep up your spine. There were no trees outside your office. Ever so slowly, you lifted your head out of the book and turned to stare at the dark young tapping on the window pane. It was time to pay up. Memories or artifact?
I will sacrifice my memories.
You stare in horror at the sight you had never witnessed before. Proboscis thing goes into your brain. Pressure, knowledge. You caught yourself
it's the
just
same thing.
staring into nothingness and couldn't remember what you're doing here. Gonna be that important then? 1 sanity.
Again, it's
No!
Nice. Nice.
I'm slightly less insane now.
Isn't that bad though? Don't you want insanity at this point? It seems like the goal.
I'll
I
go
think-
to the Church of the Starry Wisdom.
Oh,
I was
fail.
wondering about the tidbit, because one of the things that Lovecraft does is use certain words misspelled consistently. And the only one that I remember is lantern. He always writes lanthorn, which is really weird. So I wonder if tidbit might be a Lovecraftian thing. I doubt it. Because
I think someone was
Sounds
saying
like-
it's just an English
Well,
thing or
it's
something.
lanthorn is it's an old British word.
yeah,
It's not
That's-
misspelled.
it's not misspelled. Okay, I know he uses some alternative spellings. Anyway, let's see. Can you go back so I can look at my stats a little?
You're doing great,
Yeah.
darling.
I am going for the left one, the first choice. Indoctrinate.
Putting on your best fake smile, you convince the hapless to join your cause. 1 performance to influence. Mr. Erickson burst into your office and grabbed you by the throat. You
Damn.
brushed aside his quivering finger inches away
What?
from your face as he angrily accuses you of the disappearance of his beloved wife, Molly. Of course, you are responsible for many disappearances, but the name Molly doesn't instantly ring a bell. As the man started to get increasingly violent, you vaguely remember a woman who was going to expose the church's child labor camp. Might have been Molly.
I'm gonna agree to take him to Molly.
You calmly explain to Mr. Erickson that you know where they took Molly and that you will help him find her. How helpful, how nice. From his menacing grimace, you quickly gather that he wasn't buying your lie. For such a distraught man, you are amazed at how much joy he gained from punching you in the face. Lose 1 body.
Oh.
Things are going well. After roughing you up, he storms out, threatening to expose you to the church. You realize that Mr. Erickson will go straight to the police. Rushing to your phone, you call in a favor from the chief of police, requesting that he make your little problem and the evidence go away. As you put down the phone, you mumble in irritation, realizing that you are now going to owe the chief 1. Lose 1 riches. You definitely need to practice becoming a better liar. Gain 1 performance.
Yay!
And there it is. There's the final dark one.
They're on every building.
No, they're
Yep, just in time to be done.
not. No, they're
They're
not.
not?
11830.
One's gone.
They are.
Because I encountered it.
Oh, why'd you fucking do that?
Because I didn't energize.
Did the one that you dealt with die?
No, it got used up. It
No,
took the thing away from-
they've always stuck around.
Yeah, they stay there.
No, they
Yeah.
they leave after
No, we've encountered
No, no.
them all game long,
Yeah.
and they've been. That's why there's so many of them, is they don't go
they
away.
They do go away.
No,
Only if you kill them with the dynamite in the
No.
pooper.
After
No.
they get what they want, they leave.
no,
No, they don't.
They've literally never
They stay
done that,
there.
Effie. That's why they're covering the entire map.
Yeah.
But we've seen the.
No, we haven't.
They
It's
they
only-
say they leave in the conversation, in that the situation ends. We've only killed 1 ever, or gotten rid of 1 ever, which was when I burned down the entire building.
That
and
might
that-
be related to why it's gone.
Yeah, that was the only time we've
Yeah.
ever seen the icon that 1 went away. This whole game, every time somebody's encountered 1, it stayed there.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Who's it?
Let's
It's me.
find out.
I
Players
think
voting.
that Keith gets to determine the outcome of this.
Choose the sacrifice.
Who are you voting for?
So I guess it's Green's turn. So
Yeah.
so you get to choose who to send your 1 vote to.
Yep. You've only got
Why?
one
What
vote.
does it matter? It's just fucking. I'm voting for you.
Me?
Yes,
How could you do such a thing?
because it literally doesn't matter.
Who are you voting for, Keith?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at all
God
the
damn it.
So who are you
knew
voting
it.
for, Effie?
I'm voting for Bird.
Oh, you dick. Just piling it on.
You don't have any
no
votes.
vote.
I'm voting for Keith.
Thank you. I'm glad you have.
Oh no,
Oh.
I have so with a vote of 16 to 1. You're
Yeah, 16
it.
to 1. Oh,
Well,
choose your death.
I think so.
squatting rhino pouncing pigeon. What is this part? Pablo.
That's the fighting one.
The abyssal
Oh wait, wait, wait,
mirror.
wait, wait, wait.
Executive extraction service. Sick 'em.
Are these?
Wait.
Way of the GTF off. Get the way of the GTFO.
GTFO.
Willing
That's pretty
sac-
good.
The Gemini
What's
protocol.
abyssal mirror?
I think I see a Pablo symbol with the Sikkim thing, by the way.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, Pablo.
What? Oh, well, then I have to use that one.
Of
Maybe.
course.
Sikkim.
Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, I don't know what these cards mean, honestly. Like, oh hell.
I don't
no.
I
know
think
either,
that
yeah.
I think that we're supposed to unlock the meta for these cards to make more sense, right?
I don't.
It's
Can I-
replay
I
value.
assume this is how your part in the ritual.
I'm
or
just.
how you get away
yeah.
from the ritual.
I guess this one means fight. Yeah, train the
Yeah,
martial
yeah.
arts. Your body is a weapon, toned
This
and
is
lightning
probably
fast.
body and performance.
Why
that
should you have to
one's
die when a clone of you
probably-
will do just as well? A plan this crazy might just work. Is it an
That's probably
insanity
body
choice?
and knowledge.
Sanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any fool can
So
use
that's
the mirror to enter a new dimension, but only a master sorcerer can look into the maddening possibilities of what could be and change reality itself.
Yeah. It requires
Although
magic, I bet.
boring is always best, things were about to get very unboring. Time to call a professional.
I
That's
assume
influence,
that's
maybe?
money?
With the right
Could be.
chemicals, anyone can seem dead. They can't kill what's already been shipped to the morgue.
That one's probably knowledge.
Oh, hell no. Say hello to my little friend.
That's the Pablo special.
And then a dish best served at the room temperature with a side of crazy and a sprinkling of dumbass. Dumaz?
Dumas.
Got it. Sikkim.
Yeah, I don't. I
It
keep
doesn't
feeling-
give you the
bottom
little
right.
things.
I keep. Yeah, I thought they said they were going to tell us like the stat requirements or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that was in the little pamphlet thing that
say hello to my little
we never
friend.
looked at.
Yeah.
You were sitting behind the desk in your sanctum when a dozen armed cultists barged in to surround you. Ah, I heard you might be coming for me, you said without even looking up. You didn't
Daddy.
have to look up to know that each and every one of them would have gone pale when Pablo suddenly crept out of the shadows. See, I told Pablo here that you wouldn't be crazy enough to come, but it seems I was wrong.
Daddy.
Daddy. I know.
Sorry.
I know. You were right. Now try to get too much blood on the carpet and wipe that grin off your face, you told Pablo as you went back to your business. As the screams died down, you looked up at Pablo's handiwork. My carpet, you said with a grimace as you flicked a dismembered tongue with your toe.
What?
What?
Ew.
I'd have trouble recognizing it, I feel like, without context. Your features soften as you put a hand on Pablo's shoulder. Guess I owe you one, you said with a smile. Success!
Success.
You alived. You alived so hard.
Yay.
That font
Wait,
is
hang
so
on. Does
burnt.
that mean that the next person with the highest vote count is now sacrificed?
I don't
Yes,
think
Keith.
so.
I
I
hope
think
not.
gets the vote.
I certainly hope not. The funny thing is the thing about like one of the great things about Yogg sometimes is when all the narrative things come together at the end. So the fact that the ending was all about Pablo and the brand is like, oh, this is neat.
Yeah.
It is time.
Oh,
Okay.
it is you.
I think this is your role in the ritual.
Yeah, I think this is the roles. Been talking for 2 hours. The Black Moon of Ortigius. And now a word and uncouth rhyme of what shall be in darkest time. Count ebon moons 279, for the last will be blackest in line. The gift with their special sight will cry out, the time is right. What?
Okay.
Mm.
Oh,
What does that mean? Omen?
no.
Grimoire? Are these tarot? Or something?
No, they're not tarot.
The Sefer al-Razim. From grisly pages written in blood, unlock the seals of al-Sharud. Release the maddened souls within, resist their whispers, or become akin.
Oh, it was close.
Meter is ever so
Yeah, the
important.
meter was so close.
Vestments of veg. Now step forth, O most beloved one. Through holy deal your time has come. Clothe thyself in orange with glee, for mother has a prize for thee. Wailing gramophone. The headphones? Turn up for what? The strong of will and black of heart, one who has mastered that cursed art, let resound the cries of fostered doom, and through the craft herald death and gloom. The Midnight Ruby Athame? To the dark heart of civilization go, undermine, suppress, and overthrow. Through fortunes lost and illicit gain, by the dark blood stone, death will reign. I don't know what any of this shit means. I don't know what we're doing.
That sounds very much like an influence and money thing.
The
Was it?
master of ghouls. Yet all's not lost when death arrives, for a way 'twas prepared by bloody knives. Trusting lambs led asunder. Now heed the call and rise from under. Fight light and gray and darkest dark. All will submit their treasured spark. I don't understand what's happening. Change of
That's
heart.
not-
This game's weird.
Well, we
This
didn't
game's
read.
very weird.
It was not smart to just not read the thing the whole game because we don't. Whatever context that
that's
was
true.
giving, we just don't have. But as the mother rises from lightless plain, heed betrayal from a spirit torn in twain. Through strength of limb and knowledge divine, darkness may yet be undermined. So we have to uncode. I guess we have to decode these.
Probably.
Strength, knowledge. So it's like wisdom, intelligence, tomes. It's actually not the same word usage, but I guess that's what it means. That's probably heart and intel. And oh wait, the whole thing's called knowledge. The whole thing's called knowledge. Okay. So I need to find one that says riches, money, treasure, assets, charisma, persuasion, indoctrination. Fuck. Why are we? What, does anyone think they know what this one means at all?
No.
Not a
No.
clue.
No, maybe knowledge potentially, but probably not.
Gifted with their special sight. Unhelpful. There's so many things tied to performance. Sacred relic.
That's maybe magic.
This isn't.
Vestments of veg? I think
Why
this
is
is
this-
performance. You're putting on a costume.
Why is this
Oh,
so
it could be.
incomprehensible?
That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
Resist
because
their
you're insane?
whispers.
Oh, it might-
So
no,
this is
you're not
probably a
insane.
mental stability test because resist their whispers. It might be knowledge and sanity. Undermine, suppress, and overthrow. Fortunes lost and illicit gain. This kind of sounds like it could be influence and riches, but that's a guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's the
I'm
one that-
frustrated by how vague this is because it does. I don't know if that's the goal.
That other one was the one that I thought maybe fit you best, but just from the description, not like.
This is the sacrifice one that we can't do. At the roots of that blood-spattered tree, laid down evil corpses of 1, 2, or even 3. Chosen from their brethren these, or better yet, left to freeze. Their flesh will sate the children dark, or beware a bite worse than its bark.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go with Athame because I've questioned it long enough, and I don't know. I don't get it, but I'm hoping it's this one. Is there a good one? Please. All right, so now it's Effie's turn.
Yeah.
Your skills
boy.
are
I
not
see.
being sane and having a good heart.
gonna
That last
go with
not
this-
right, but he's got a good heart.
I'm gonna go with the Sefer of Al Razim.
The Sefer of Al Razim. You might be doing the opposite of resisting their whispers if you're already really insane.
Maybe, I don't know.
You're gonna go
Or
for
maybe
it.
you're just
I'm gonna
immunized.
go for it.
All right, now that's Colonel,
It's the
right?
color. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Master of Ghouls. Just read it again so I can.
Yet all's not lost when death arrives, for a way 'twas prepared by bloody knives. Trusting lambs led asunder, now heed the call and arise from under. Fighting light and gray and darkest dark, all will submit their treasured spark. That kind of sounds like it might be an influence.
Influence body, or wait, influence magic maybe?
I'm still gonna go with
is
it.
it
I think
Trusting
it's more
lambs led
fighty.
asunder. You think that
Yeah.
one's a
I
fighting
don't
one?
remember it going this way.
It kind of felt like it the first time.
Wasn't this one
but-
that sounded fighty? Strength of limb and knowledge divine. Darkness may yet be undermined. Oh, this is
Well, this
being a
one's pretty
traitor,
easy.
though.
That's body and knowledge.
I think
Yeah.
this also involves being a traitor, so it might not be a ceremony.
Maybe.
You might be trying to stop it.
Yeah, this might get like a special ending or something if you go with
Yeah.
it.
I'm not gonna try to stop it. Let's hope that we can bring about the end of the at least.
So you're doing Master of Ghouls?
Yeah.
We'll see what
Pulling your
happens.
strings.
The Reckoning.
And so it
Oh
begins.
boy.
One is left to wonder what you thought was going to happen.
Oh, God.
Did you think the day of the ritual
I
would
think that
arrive
means
and
it didn't go very well.
No. Did you think the day of the ritual would arrive and everyone would just say, "Hey, we know your mental stability is a bit iffy, so how about you come up? How about you we give you a pass on reading from the creepy skin-covered book?" Clearly, that wasn't going to happen. So when your time came to read from the book, you noped right out of there. Major fail.
Oh god.
Oh my
Yeah, I was-
god.
Major fail.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yep.
it really looks like a sanity check, and you're incredibly
That
insane.
was a sanity check.
Standing in front of the tree of death, you caressed the fist-sized black ruby affixed to the back of your Fhtagn, a word that exists. This baby had not been easy to come by. You had used all
Yep.
your political influence and riches, I guess I picked the right one, to fund a mining operation in Mozambique, right under the noses of the Portuguese government. Except for a few officials who had either disappeared or agreed to remain silent, no one in the Portuguese government had even known about the wealth of rubies right under their own colony. After months of digging, your work crews had finally found the Midnight Ruby, a jewel so black it exuded darkness around it. Now, as the ritual begins, you grope around the dark bubble caused by the ruby, trying to feel your way to the tree. Finally, after a few awkward minutes of stumbling and flailing your hand in front of you, you feel the rough bark of the tree on your palm. Exultantly, you start to carve the dreaded runes into the flesh of the tree. Soon the portal will open. Epic success!
Success.
Jeez.
Nice.
These are significant swings of terminology and
Yeah, no kidding.
intensity.
Admittedly, the Portuguese didn't see it coming.
Oh,
The darkness gem helps.
yeah.
The ground beneath the ritual site was littered with the corpses of those you had lured here to die. The plan had been quite simple. At the first sign of danger, you would raise the corpses and unleash them on your enemies. The luring and murdering bit had gone great, but every gullible fool that followed you into the forest only to die in some creative way, a nagging sensation started to grow within you. Assuming that it must be your conscience, you just buried the feeling along with your victims. The night before the ritual, however, you sat bolt upright in bed as you identified the gnawing sensation. You didn't know necromancy. I mean, you were really great at the making dead part, but you actually had no clue how to reanimate a corpse. Heck, the last spell you had tried involved animating a broom to clean up the sanctum, and that nearly ended in a flooded basement.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Well, what are the odds anyone would be stupid enough to attack the ritual anyway? You smiled and went back to sleep. Major fail.
Oof.
Two major
Wow.
fails and one epic success.
I think we failed.
I don't know necromancy. I can't fucking read. As the ritual
Yep.
concludes, the anticipation becomes palpable.
Anticipation. I think that people can see that this isn't going to go very well.
Suddenly, a cultist next to you drops forward onto his face. Before the stunned man could even react, he is pulled screaming into the darkness. All around you, cultists are pounced by dark horrors and pulled screaming beyond your vision. The dark young. An icy dread fills your chest. You didn't bring a sacrifice.
Oops.
With no one prepared to stop them, the few who tried could do little damage, and even if a dark young miraculously fell, another took its place. You cover your ears, huddling in a corner, trying to drown out the cacophony of screams as you wait for the inevitable. Epic
We did
fail.
worse than bad, but
I mean,
because
you're
we
alive.
didn't have a
You-
sacrifice.
Yeah, you
You
survived
lied.
because
You
you
lived.
weren't the sacrifice.
Wow.
Defeat?
Defeat. Yes.
Question
Defeat.
mark?
Period. Exclamation point.
Silence
Defeat.
descended upon the ritual, and even the dark young stopped to stare at the blood-soaked tree. As the minutes passed, the wind blew wistfully through the trees, and makeshift bone chimes rattled in harmony to mock your failure. Slowly, one by one, mournful howls emanated from the dark young as they lamented another failure and another eon of waiting. You almost felt sorry for the brutes, but then suddenly their howls turned to maddened roars of rage, and they turned on your assembled group. Each dark young grabbed as many cultists as it could catch with its whipping limbs, and then returned to the depths with their writhing and screaming victims in tow. Mother was not the forgiving type, and this disappointed mother was about to give some of her children a whoop-ass. What a fucking phrase to end on. In the end, you sat huddled and screaming under a rotted trunk for what felt like hours. There was no sacrifice, and the dark young were not pleased. The screams of the others, as they were mutilated by the monsters, tore at your mind. In the cruelest joke ever, the dark young had left you there, hands covering your ears and screaming until your throat bled. The sight of that massacre had scarred you more than any of the horrifying things you had witnessed as a cultist. Now, sitting in your little room in Arkham Asylum, you sway back and forth, not speaking of that day. In fact, after that day, you never spoke again, at all.
Because of the throat bleeding.
Yeah, it's really bad for your Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip. It says rip. Did you see the? Did you see
Did it?
Oh.
Yeah. On top of my
Hey,
My
this
portrait.
is a good
You
ending.
had a good ending.
For the rest of your life, Pablo would be there to have your back. Several times you thought that would be it. This is the day that would be your last, but then Pablo would appear, and you knew that it would not be today. Aw. That's the whole
Yay.
story. You realized it was a good thing you'd run away from the ritual when you heard all the screaming, as the dark young ripped through the other cultists. Then it dawned on you, exercise had saved your life. You spent the next years of your life promoting the advantages of exercise and even developed a new technique called jogging, where you ran without being chased. It was something only someone as crazy as you could have come up with.
Nice. The game made the joke I wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's lovely.
Great. I love it.
Oh.
You never saw the end of the ritual. In your blinded state, you weren't quite sure where the tree of the dead was, and the bark you had felt was in fact not the bark of a tree, but the skin of a dark young. As you started carving the runes into the flesh of the dark young, there was a yelp, a growl, a chomp, and then just more darkness.
Did you notice the hook on your lip? Because it's a fish person.
Because I've been captured. Aw.
No, I think it's just a joke because of the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, Puppet Master Times 2.
Well.
Pippin.
An
I
earth-shattering
did really bad.
Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an
Where's the
earth-shattering kaboom.
kaboom?
Nerds.
Participant
Looney
sacrifice
Tunes
me? Nope.
is nerds.
Yes.
Apparently.
We got the Puppet
I have no
Master thing
idea.
twice, I guess, yeah.
All I
Pimpin'.
will say is they snuck in a Sword in the Stone reference, and I'm super happy.
5 points for Bird escaping. And Pimpin' was
Yep.
also Bird. How many of them are Bird?
What's the High Priest one? It should show the description for the other ones.
Oh yeah, the ritual instrument roll. I think that's me
I don't
doing.
think I got
that's,
any.
that's
I
me
guess that
doing
was
my.
you.
That's me doing my job correctly. Puppet
Destroy a
Master.
building.
Oh, 2 of us had 10 influence. Pimpin'.
I don't think I did
More
anything.
than 10 points into riches. Oh, that's me too.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Yep.
That wasn't
Okay.
the Pimpin' moment you had.
Where I was
building.
literally a pimp.
Played a round of Fhtagn. That's just playing. Successfully escaped being sacrificed.
Cool.
So I didn't
So-
get anything
No.
on my character.
You were
man.
here for flavor.
We collaboratively all got 2 points, but I got 5
Yeah.
points and Bird got 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just it. We did it, guys. We
Yay.
got
And
14
Bird had-
something for next game. However
Bird got
that
away
works.
because of Pablo, and I got away because I'm crazy.
I think that tutorial at the beginning, they should have integrated the tutorial into the UI because a lot of it is
Well,
self-explanatory.
there
if you just
was
have
a tutorial
buttons.
which was the easier mode. It's just we threw ourselves into the deep end.
No, what I mean, you remember those six pages that we had to read?
Oh yeah.
Though that was superfluous. All you have to
Oh
do
yeah,
is
the
just have
game's
buttons.
pretty straightforward. It's like
Yeah.
how Yogg didn't need a tutorial. Like
Yeah,
the game
exactly,
just goes,
exactly.
and you're like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. It's like choose the option you like.
Wow,
Alright,
that was
I'm
interesting.
was
tired
fun.
as hell.
Yeah,
was interesting.
this is a full stream per round kind of game, like Captain
Yeah,
is.
that's
Holy
this is
shit!
Yeah.
great.
Apparently.
But yeah, another
Jeez.
thing,
I
another
really
thing for the
enjoyed myself.
rotation. See you guys next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Why did I
It's
say
time
it
for a
like
bird
that?
to go to sleep.
That'll-
As it is late.
That'll make the SOBs
It's not-
happy.
It's only 5:30. Excuse me, 37 past 5 in the morning.
It's 30 minutes past his bedtime because he literally passes out exactly 9, like some kind of like reverse vampire.
No.
Have a good night,
it's more
bird.
like 10 o'clock. but
No,
yes.
no. He programmed himself to shut down at 9 o'clock.
He's programmed.
Bloop bloop bloop. It's
But
his,
did-
it's his,
did he-
ske-
is he
it's his
plugged in?
scheduled update.
Speaking of which, there's
just
an update
takes
for
over
Windows on
Oh,
immediately.
there he goes. Yep, the forced update just happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good night, guys. This
I'll
has
see
been
you
fun. I
Tomorrow.
shall see you all
yes.
tomorrow.
It's
Bye-bye.
almost weird having so reliably exactly 4 people to play 4-player games.
Yeah, it is a little weird,
It's
but
like
you know
never
what? It's been
happened.
working out. I think
All
part of
right.
it is just the fact that Andrew's just had girlfriend things going
He's
on. That's
Dead. Literally
I know.
dead. All of the Final
crazy.
Fantasy videos were pre-recorded. They're not even streams.
yep.
All right, see
It's
ya.
weird.